Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry for the little delay. We have a little technical difficulties. Madam City Clerk, did you want to address that real quick on the record?
Yes, we're currently having technical difficulties streaming to YouTube, but there is an alternate viewing option. If you would go to, you can view Channel 3, or you can view Channel 3's stream online.
Thank you so much. I call to order the closed session meeting of the Mayor and City Council at, 3:04 p.m. Good afternoon again, everyone, and welcome, and thank you for being here, and thank you to those viewing remotely. Madam City Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Sanchez?
Here.
Councilmember Barr is running late. Mayor Pro Tem?
Here.
Councilmember Charette? Councilmember Canats is running late. Councilmember Flores?
Present.
Councilmember Ortiz?
Here.
And Mayor Tran.
Here. Thank you. Moving on to public comments for closed session. Madam City Clerk, do we have any public comments?
Yes, we have 3 comments for closed session from Christian Shaughnessy, Kim Calvin, and John Schollenberger.
Thank you. Please come to the podium.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Council. Kimberly Calvin. I wanted to make sure that my public comment is officially on the record regarding Dr. Ortiz's claim. I was present at the meeting between the POA President Loria and then candidate Ortiz, where he admitted to the illegally running of her while she was a private resident through CLETS and apologized to her for it. In addition, he also admitted that this crime was committed by a now retiree and former POA board member, thus causing them to pull the POA endorsement of Jim Penman. These are the facts. During this meeting, I highly appreciated President Loria's transparency and accountability, which is why his recent public statement caused me grave concern. Because he stated, and I understood, the POA acted based on the illegal run that was confirmed by the DOJ and the Chief of Police. I also want you to be aware that after it was verified through the DOJ that there was an illegal run on Dr. Ortiz, I requested as a council member through former acting city manager Clayton an independent CLETS audit of my own. After several weeks of not hearing anything and reaching out to the Department of Justice myself, I was told this could only come from PD. I finally received a response from Ms. Clayton informing me that Chief Goodman was going to run CLETS audits on all council members. Excuse me, I have a cold. Did you ever receive your report, council members, from the existing council of last? What I did receive did not look anything like what Dr. Ortiz had received, and today I still question the validity of what I was given. I also want to share light of the fact that I have spoken to several past council members and candidates of this city of San Bernardino, and what I have found is that this type of behavior isn't really new to the city of San Bernardino. That Mr. Penman used the police department of ours multiple times for his own benefit to run candidates. And that is why I believed that I had been run as well, due to the fact that I was not the endorsed candidate of POA. Nevertheless, this type of behavior is definitely one that we need to make sure does not happen to any other constituent, candidate, or current council members. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Good afternoon, council members or mayor. My name is Christian Sobrano Thomas Shaughnessy, our interim city manager. Thank you. I wish I did not have to be here. I wish that this city did not receive so many legal claims. I wish that this city did not have so many whistleblowers. And I wish that there was a lot less illegal activity or gray legal activity going on in the city. But right before me, there is a community member that spoke their truth, that told the world that they were at these meetings where very specific things happen, where very specific claims were made. And as such, I know that as elected officials, each and every single one of you has an oath to follow, that no matter how you feel about any elected official, that no matter how you feel about anybody speaking up the dais, that you give them fair play and that you take an honest, sober, dare I say, Roman examination of the facts in the highest civic virtue, and that you follow the law. This city is nothing if we do not have law and order. This city is nothing if we do not have the rule of law for each and every single person, no matter how you feel about them and their personality. You are oath bound. Whether or not you are paying attention to what I am saying right now, whether or not you are paying attention to what your oath dictates, you are oath bound to follow these things. And so accordingly, when you go examine the facts of this case, follow where that leads you, no matter where it goes. Unfortunately, in this city, we have had certain elements of factions in the city abuse the cleat system. As a former council member Calvin mentioned, she is curious about whether or not she has been ran illegally. I've spoken anecdotally to other people in this city that have been candidates who wonder if they have been ran illegally. Frankly, I wonder if I have been ran illegally. So this is not just about one person. It's even, frankly, about the people that are currently on the dais now, because maybe you will be ran one day and something will be said about you that you do not like, even though it did not happen. And so I urge you to go ahead and follow through on the civic and moral virtue in the city, to go ahead and listen and not walk away when the truth is being stated, and to go ahead and do the right thing. And furthermore, I'm going to go and say this right now, many of the people that were giving the mayor and Councilwoman Ortiz a very hard time about attendance, half of them are not here right now. One of them just walked out of the door. So the community needs to see that, and we need to be punctual, but we also need to be respectful of our colleagues, and we need to do the right thing in the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Good afternoon. John Schellenberger, 7th Ward, City of San Bernardino. I am here to support Dr. Treasurer Ortiz. It is inconceivable to me that a person who wants to be a public servant and run for office to better their city and serve would be subject to and fall victim to being run illegally to try to find out dirt or whatever it is they think they can find out about that. But the person that's the star behind this whole thing, that's why that recall happened. People have known that reputation of this man in this city for years. And so that right there validates it. But one thing that really upsets me more than anything else is, okay, people need to understand, the POA is a union on behalf. They're not the whole San Bernardino City Police Department. This has done great damage, as I've said before, to the rank and file police officers that serve our city every single day. They're out there in the dust and the grime, they're out there in the crime, and we don't have an easy city to police in. This ain't Mayberry RFD, okay? I've talked to these young people that are on the police force. They say, we're here to stay. They deserve better than this. I'm very upset about this whole thing. And the fact that this was even done, and like I say, to any of you, this is just despicable to me. So, and not only that, the assault on Treasurer Ortiz's character, her reputation, when we know her to be nothing but a truth teller and a person that holds people accountable. That's another thing. To me, you were violated and assaulted, and trust me, if it were me, I would absolutely go for the jugular. I'm telling you, you deserve restitution for this. This is stuff that should not go on in this city, and it's going up north. It's like everything else, up north. This is going to stop. We are better than this. San Bernardino is a diamond. This city means a great deal to me. And this type of corrupt behavior has to stop, and the people, every one of the people in that situation, need to be held accountable. Dr. Ortiz, we stand with you because we know who you are. Your character speaks for itself.
Thank you.
That concludes the speakers.
Thank you. And for the record, Councilmember Sandra Barr has arrived. All right. We will now go into closed session at 3:13 p.m.
I'll be recusing myself for my item.
Oh, for the record.
For a conflict of interest, yes.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for being here, and thank you to those viewing remotely. I'll call to order this joint regular meeting of the Mayor and City Council and the Mayor and City Council acting as the successor agency to the redevelopment agency of the City of San Bernardino, the San Bernardino City Housing Authority, and as the San Bernardino Joint Powers Finance Authority at 5:05 p.m. Madam City Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Sanchez.
Yes.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Here.
Councilmember Charette. Here. Councilmember Canas.
Here.
Councilmember Flores.
Present.
Councilmember Ortiz.
Here.
And Mayor Tran.
Here. Thank you. We will move on to the invocation and pledge. Pastor Lee Coe from Calvary Chapel will lead tonight's invocation. Please approach the podium at this time. And Penelope Burgess from Ingram Elementary School will lead us in Pledge of Allegiance. Please all rise.
Mayor and councils, it's a blessing to be back with you again, and thank you for the invitation. And by the way, citizens, I was born and raised here in San Bernardino, St. Bernardine's Hospital, went to San G and Double Ajo, and anybody else from San Bernardino? There's a few of us that so welcome. I'm glad you're here. Let's bow in a word of prayer. Father in heaven, we come this afternoon thankful for your kindness and your grace that you show to us daily. We thank you for the city of San Bernardino and its leaders. We ask for your wisdom as we listen to each other and make decisions that impact the lives of so many citizens here. I pray, Lord, that you would inspire these elected officials to hear and listen to each and every citizen as those decisions they make are so important. Help them, Lord, to hear. And as we come and share our views and things, Lord, help us to be civil and kind to one another. And I pray, Lord, that you would bring understanding and solutions for the many challenges that face our city. Father, we thank you for our brave police and fire and first responders. Thank you for keeping them safe and watch over them, Lord. And again, we ask that you would guide and direct this council meeting, that you would bless each and every person here. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Penelope, are you here? Okay. Mayor Pro Tem, will you lead us? Thank you, Pastor Coe, and thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. Mr. City Attorney, is there anything to report from closed session, please?
Thank you, Mayor Tran. Yes, there are 2 items to report out from closed session. I'm going to report out on one of them, and then I'm going to defer to you, Mayor, to report out on the second. The item I'm going to report out on is related to items A, Romanet 1, and B, Romanet 1. They're companion items. A, Romanet 1 is related to a state of Robert Brown buying through its personal representative, Victoria Brown, versus the city of San Bernardino. And B, Romanet 1 is related to a notice of claim received from Robert Jeffrey Cortez, dated March 27th of this year, claim number GHC 0067190. There was a proposed settlement, and there was a motion by Councilmember Sanchez and a second by Councilmember Flores, and unanimous vote to approve a settlement in the amount of $4,875,000. The only other reportable item that I'm going to defer now to you, Mayor, is related to item B, Romanet 2, Notice of Claim, Treasurer Ortiz, dated March 28th of this year, claim number GHC 0082770. Mayor?
Thank you. We do have a statement, a city statement related to denial of Councilmember Ortiz claim GHC 0082770. On March 28, 2025, Councilmember Ortiz filed a claim for $2 million against the city of San Bernardino, alleging that a former detective in the San Bernardino Police Department conducted an illegal search of her criminal history and then shared that information with her political opponent. In her initial report of the matter to Chief Goodman and in numerous social media posts and recorded videos, she stated that she has never been arrested. Following a thorough review of facts and circumstances surrounding the original report to Mr. Goodman and the claim that she filed, the city finds the information in the claim to be false and dishonest. The city's review of this matter determined that the California Law Enforcement Telecommunication System, also known as CLETS, was lawfully assessed by authorized law enforcement personnel in March of 2020. The city's investigation finds the claim to be frivolous, filed in bad faith, dishonest, in an attempt to swindle the city of San Bernardino out of $2 million. For the reasons uncovered during the investigation into her allegations and the review of this claim, the city denies the claim. Ms. Ortiz will have 6 months to file a lawsuit should she decide to pursue the matter. If she does, the city is putting her and her attorney on notice that it will seek to recover all attorney fees and costs in accordance with the California Code of Civil Procedure. Furthermore, given that the false claims were filed under the penalty of perjury, and it is a crime to make a knowingly false claim against a police officer, the potential criminal conduct associated with the claim is being reviewed. Given that the filing of a $2 million claim by a sitting council member is highly unusual and has been a subject of news and social media reports, the city will release information related to the investigation that was conducted and reviewed in connection with the evaluation of the claim. Mayor Pro Tem, the council members, and myself all hope that this transparency will bring to light the serious misrepresentations made by Ms. Ortiz. Her conduct as a council member must be above reproach, and her reckless allegations must be stopped before they result in real liability to the city. Thank you. We will now move on to presentations. We have, the first one is the proclamation for National Police Week in the city of San Bernardino, May 11th to 17th, 2025. Council, would you like to join me on stage to acknowledge our National Police Week? Hello. Can everyone hear me? Is this on? Yes? Okay. And Captain Nelson Carrington, will you join us on stage? A proclamation of the Mayor and City Council proclaiming May 11th to 17th, 2025 as National Police Week in the city of San Bernardino. Yes, please all join us. Come on stage. Whereas there are more than 800,000 law enforcement officers serving communities across the United States, including the dedicated members of the San Bernardino Police Department, and whereas since the first recorded law enforcement death in 1786, more than 24,000 officers in the United States have made the ultimate sacrifice while protecting our communities, including 10 members of the San Bernardino Police Department. And whereas the names of these fallen heroes are inscribed on the walls of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C., as a lasting tribute to their bravery and sacrifice. And whereas in 2024, 20 new names of fallen officers from across the country were added to the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial. And whereas the service and sacrifice of all officers killed in the line of duty will be honored during the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund's 37th Candlelight Vigil on the evening of May 13th, 2025. And whereas National Police Week, observed May 11th to the 17th, 2025, provides an opportunity to recognize the dedication and bravery of law enforcement officers who risk their lives daily to protect our citizens. And whereas May 15th is designated as Peace Officers Memorial Day in honor of fallen officers and their families, and the United States flag should be flown at half-staff in their memory. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the mayor and entire city council of San Bernardino do hereby proudly recognizes May 11th to 17th, 2025 as National Police Week, honors the sacrifice of law enforcement officers who have laid down their lives in service to their communities, and expresses gratitude to the San Bernardino Police Department for their unwavering dedication and commitment to safeguarding our city. Presented on the 7th day of May 2025. Give them a big round of applause, everyone. You want to say?
Just want to say thank you to the mayor and council on behalf of our chief and all the men and women of the San Bernardino Police Department. We appreciate this acknowledgement. Our officers are out there working hard every single day for this community, and it's good to know that you see that. So often we're in situations where we're dealing with people at their worst, and to know that people see that we're out there doing our job and we're working hard for this community, it's very much appreciated.
Thank you so much. All right, picture. On the other two first. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna have to go. All right, at this time, we're gonna slightly reorder the agenda and reviewing items number 10 and 11 for presentation purposes. So we need some action first. So could we begin with staff presentation? Actually, I should ask for public comments first for these two items. Are there any public comments for items 10 and 11?
We have no public comments for 10 or 11.
Great, thank you. Can we begin with staff presentation for 10 and 11?
Move to approve. Second.
There's a motion by Councilmember Flores. There's a second by Mayor Pro Tem for 10 and 11, if that's okay with the council.
I would just like the title of those two read.
Yes.
I don't want to lose this opportunity to tell people what our champions in the community, our supervisor, Joe Baca Jr., is doing for us, and the good partnership we have with the county.
Thank you, Council Member, for clarifying that. Item 10 is approval of a funding agreement with the County of San Bernardino in the amount of $569,250 with $189,750 of city matching funds for new Mark field improvements in the 4th Ward. Item 11 is approval of funding agreement with the County of San Bernardino for La Plaza Park improvements in the 1st Ward. So those are the two items. There's a motion and second. Can we call for the votes?
We're going to take a voice vote.
Thank you.
Councilmember Sanchez?
Yes.
Councilmember Ibarra?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes.
Councilmember Charette?
Yes.
Councilmember Canas?
Yes.
Councilmember Flores?
Yes.
Councilmember Ortiz?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. And Supervisor Baca, are you here with us? Oh, there. Come join us. Council, join me on the stage.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor and Council. It's great to be here. I want to thank the Mayor,
Supervisor,
Council.
do you want to join us on stage? We'll give you the mic up here.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, Supervisor, turning it over to you.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor and Council, community at large. It's really a pleasure to be here, and I want to thank the staff and the community for bringing these two items, items 10 and 11, which are in the 1st and 4th Ward. And I just want to say these items were community-driven. So to our office, we had Newmark Little League, which reached out, who's in the audience, and they asked for some improvements for their fence. So I says, you know what, let's take a walkthrough through your park and let's see if we can do much more improvement. So at that time, we did a walkthrough with the mayor and staff, and we says, look, we can make a huge investment. So this is about $560,000, almost $570,000 to do a facelift over at Newmark to help with their ball fields. And then the second item was, brought to us by the Suavecitos Car Club. In honor of Route 66, people don't realize they're celebrating their 100-year anniversary. So Suavecitos Car Club came to us and says, hey, we'd like to see this park fixed up. So with the mayor and staff, we did a walkthrough, and we looked at making some improvements in honor of Route 66. So this is about $1.3 million. So today you're looking at almost $1.9 million in investments in the San Bernardino community. And I just want to say that probably over the last 3.5 to 4 years, I have a list here, the county of San Bernardino has made almost $100 million in investments within the San Bernardino community. And $100 million. And I'm just going to go through them. I know it's under construction now, $950,000 at Spiker Memorial Park, not to mention the matching funds that the San Manuel Band of Mission Indians gave, $995,000 at Guadalupe Field on the west side of San Bernardino. That one's completed. They're just waiting for the grass to set in, so we're excited about that. $750,000 at Gutierrez Park on Mount Vernon Avenue and 14th Street, the old cruising spot. The other thing, which we're going to be having a grand opening on May 17th, $10.5 million in a new fire station, 226 on Del Rosa and Highland. We're in the process of designing a project that's going to be at Arrowhead Elementary here in San Bernardino. That's a $7 million project where they're actually going to build a fire station on a school campus. They're going to move the one from 40th Electric on the campus. I want to thank our county fire for being here to support. Also, we have $120,000 and $160,000 combined that we gave to the San Bernardino Police Department to help them with the utility vehicles and off-road vehicles. Also want to look at $495,000 we did on 5th and Pedley for a crossing walk for the elementary school, Monterey Elementary. Also $1.2 million we've invested in sidewalk improvements in Newmark Elementary, which is in the Arrowhead Farms community. $2.8 million in 40th and nearby roads for ADA ramps. We're investing $1.5 million in Indian Springs High School for a wellness center for our students. Fire Chief, you want to check that out? $1.5 million on the southwest of Del Rosa for some ADA ramps. $1.3 million in more ADA ramps in southeast Del Rosa. Got page 2. $7.1 for Linwood and other roads, which is in the Del Rosa community. $4 million in the Little Third community, which is right across the street from the Sheriff's Department. $5.7 million in road improvements in conjunction with the city of San Bernardino in Citrus and other roads projects in the Del Rosa community. $1.5 million in Old Waterman Road as you go up for road improvements. And $41.7 million on the Glen Helen Parkway Bridge, which was a bridge that was incomplete. We call it the bridge to nowhere. Now it will be the bridge to somewhere. So we're excited about that. Not to mention, we have a subsequent item that we're going to be coming back to help the San Bernardino Police Department for their drone programs. So you're looking at another $500,000 we're going to be giving to the San Bernardino Police Department, which will be coming up really, really soon. So on behalf of the County Board of Supervisors, we want to thank the City of San Bernardino for your partnership. If we could bring Suavecitos and Newmark to come up for the check presentation. Let's give it up for these groups. Thank you for your advocacy. Then we have the checks. We can get Suavecitos to hold one, and Newmark hold the other one.
Wow, wow, wow. I don't know about you, but my jaws was dropping to hear all those numbers of investment. We could not have a better champion, right? A better champion, a supervisor, Joe Baca Jr., for really investing in our city. Can we give him a really astounding round of applause and just thank him for all the work that he's doing for our city? Thank you. Again, thank you Supervisor Baca for your huge investment. As a county supervisor, you could not be more of an amazing partner to the city. So, we will now move on to appointments. We have, let's see, 3 appointments. And if I can call your name to come up because you'll be sworn in. Is that?
We have no public comments for.
That's right. I'm sorry. Do I have any public comments on the appointments?
No comments.
Okay. So for the Water Board reappointment of Cecilia A. Calicott, we have the Animal Control Commission appointment of Claudia M. Rodriguez, and the Public Safety and Human Relations Commission appointment of Damian Gross? Is that? Okay, Gross. So
Move to approve.
there's a motion to approve the
Second.
appointments. Is there a second?
Are we doing it as a slate? All three?
Is that okay?
Yeah.
There's a second by Councilmember Canas.
I'll second.
Please call for the votes.
Councilmember Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilmember Ibarra,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem,
Yes.
Councilmember Charette, Councilmember Canas,
Yes.
Councilmember Flores,
Yes.
Councilmember Ortiz,
Yes.
and Mayor Tran.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay. We know you as Tony. Cecilia, but we know you as Tony. And Dave. I think come this way. Come this way. We're going to get sworn in. All right.
Okay. Can you please say your name for the record?
Cecilia Calicott.
Okay, and after I state make the statement, please say yes if you affirm. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that you will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California, that you take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that you will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which you are about to enter? Please say yes.
Yes.
All right. Would you like to say a few words?
Just a few words. Well, most people know me by Tony, so this Cecilia is kind of a shock. Anyway, thank you very much for this honor. It's been wonderful working with our water board, and our general manager and assistant manager is here with me tonight. And we have some over 300 employees, and they are just absolutely wonderful to work with. And they keep our water running very freely and our sewer running very freely as well. So it's just a pleasure to be associated with this city and with this water department. And thank you for this honor. Thank you.
I also want to say thank you for the opportunity and this honor. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a lifelong resident for San Bernardino. My family came to this city in the 40s. My grandfather was also worked for Norton Air Force Base. So it's kind of like my desire to find a way to give back to my city. And I take this with so much pride and dignity, so I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you both for your commitment in serving this community. So thank you so much.
Okay, I guess we're moving on to the public hearing portion of the agenda at this time. It is the resolution imposing liens on certain parcels of real property for unpaid business registration taxes and penalties. I'm opening the public hearing here at 5:31 p.m. Would city staff please provide a presentation at this time?
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, City Council. Jeannie Fortune with the Finance Department. Tonight's presentation will be presented by our Business Division Manager, Ms. Minerva Baruvan.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Today we're requesting the impose of liens on real properties. San Bernardino Municipal Code Section 5.04.076 enables unpaid taxes and penalties for business registration to become the assessment on associated properties if not collected after the proper notification to the owner. Unregistered properties are identified through multiple sources, including homeowners exemptions from the County of San Bernardino, newly opened water department accounts, closed rental property business registration accounts, code enforcement efforts, and citizen notifications. Business registration staff makes multiple attempts to the property owner to gain compliance within the municipal code before a property is entered into the lien process. An initial letter informs the property owners that rental properties are considered a business and that certification is required. If a response is not received within 15 days, a second letter is sent advising the owner to comply with the registration requirements. If the second letter does not receive a response, a third and final certified letter is sent providing the same information. If there is no response to the final certified letter, a lien hearing notice is mailed with a business registration application to allow the owner to comply or close out the account before proceeding into the lien process. Any rental property business owner who may have come in between the start of the lien process, which was April 9th, until May 7th, will be removed from the list, and that is forwarded to the county. The county then applies the liens to the property owner's tax bill, and all business owners are given a grace period of up to 2 weeks after today's public hearing to comply with the regulations. Okay, so it is recommended that the mayor and the city council of the city of San Bernardino conduct the public hearing and receive public comments on the matter, adopt the resolution of the mayor and council of the city of San Bernardino imposing liens on certain parcels of the real property of unpaid business registration tax and penalties, and direct the Director of Finance and Management Services to remove the properties from the business registration lien list. And for the fiscal impact, there is no fiscal impact on the budget associated with this action. The anticipated amount of revenue to be collected is $294,000 on estimate. Is it the estimate included in the 2025-26 budget?
We'll be happy to answer any questions City Council may have.
Thank you. Do we have any requests to speak from the members of the public?
We have no request to speak for this item.
No request. Okay, thank you so much. I'm now closing the public hearing at 5:34 p.m. for deliberation and action. Do we have any comments from the council? Councilmember Ortiz?
I just want to triple check everybody was properly noticed. Everybody was given an opportunity to respond.
Yes, at least 3 to 4 notices, and including certified.
Thank you. Any other comments from council? Seeing none, we'll be using a voice vote. Madam City Clerk?
Move to approve.
There's a motion. Is there a second? There's a second. Madam City Clerk?
Councilmember Sanchez?
Yes.
Councilmember Ibarra?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes.
Councilmember Charette?
Yes.
Councilmember Canas?
Yes.
Councilmember Flores?
Yes.
Councilmember Ortiz?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. And Madam City Clerk, is there issues with the stream? of the YouTube online?
Okay, so right now, the meeting is streaming live on YouTube. We are having technical difficulties in the chambers right now, so we won't be taking electronic votes today.
Thank you. We will now move on to City Manager update.
Yes, good evening, Mayor, Council, and community. It's my pleasure to give you the City Manager report. And we are calling it up right now, Roland. There you go. New businesses in San Bernardino. In April, 221 businesses obtained licenses to operate in the city. Among the businesses that celebrated grand openings were Osaka House Ramen and Sushi on 2nd Street, Quick Quack Car Wash on Hospitality Lane near Waterman, and Hung Up on Kane on University Parkway. Welcome all to the city of San Bernardino. Next item, yesterday we had the animal services. We celebrated the opening of our new satellite animal shelter and pet adoption center at 1543 8th Street. This new facility will be able to house up to 150 cats, 80 dogs, and 10 additional small animals such as rabbits and reptiles. Much thanks to the Bissell Pet Foundation, all pet adoptions are free through May 15th. We're pleased to report that the Dorothy Ingram Branch Library on the west side has reopened to the public this week after being closed for over a year for major repairs. The Ingram Library is located at 1505 West Highland Avenue near Western Avenue. We had another milestone reached for the Cross Street Bridge. Yesterday, the girders spanning the length of the Cross Street Bridge were put into place by a large crane. This marks a significant milestone in the rebuilding of the bridge that was damaged by a fire. This $3.8 million project is expected to be completed this summer. We had a significant homeless outreach at Nunez Park. Our City Housing and Homeless Division, the Salvation Army Outreach Team, and other service providers perform extensive outreach at Nunez Park, the site of the largest encampment in the city, ahead of the latest park cleanup. We want to thank our agency partners, as you see here listed, and the pictures identified of their efforts. Next, we have Love Your Block winners. Winning proposals of the Love Your Block initiative were announced at the event on April 22nd in conjunction with 16 other Love Your Block communities across the United States. 11 local neighborhood community and nonprofit organizations will be receiving $18,000 to complete community-based improvement projects ranging from murals to cleanups to little free libraries. The top prize of $5,000 was awarded to Tanya Rhodes Hensley for her Unity in the Game, a mural for Western Regional Little League. And finally, in city news, due to the extreme shortage of veterinarians in California, the City Council approved exploring the hiring of area vets on a per diem basis. We're happy to report that we now have 3 per diem veterinarians on board with 2 more currently in background check. This will significantly help our spay-neuter backlog and provide additional care for the animals housed at the shelter. And finally, we will have a new city phone number. As the city transitions to a new phone system, our main call center phone line, 909-384-7272, will be changing. The new number will be 909-998-2000, and the old number will remain operational for at least another year. Mayor, that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Does that mean that new number will be effective immediately or after a year?
You can use both numbers
Oh,
for
okay.
a period of time.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And we'll make sure that's pushed out to
Oh, yeah, we will do that.
the residents and community. Thank you so much. Yep. Yes.
Thank you, City Manager. Awesome update. So happy to hear about the vets. I wanted to know, with the block grant, are all funds expended on that, or is there any opportunity for matching?
Right now, we know we did get a grant from the Bloomberg Foundation, and all those monies have been expended. Staff has generated a list of those that did not win. They've compiled a list for me. I'm taking a look at that list. I may be coming back to you for some additional funding to make up that shortfall and that gap. But I want to have the list identified and back to you and see if we can possibly support the remaining nonprofits that didn't get selected. So.
And not just the ones that do it, but the ones that weren't fully funded? Is that something we could look at too to see? Because I think some were like maybe $500 or $1,000 short. Is that what you're?
That would
okay.
be what we're
Thank
talking
you.
about, correct.
Thank you. Okay, that concludes the city manager's update. We will now move on to public comments. At this time, public comments will be heard for items on the open session and items not on the agenda. To address the city council, everyone must complete a speaker card and provide it to the city clerk. Only those speaker cards turned into the city clerk will be allowed to address the city council. No late cards will be accepted. Each person should state their name for the record. If you do require Spanish interpretation, we do have an interpreter on site. Please raise your hand at this time if you do need interpreting assistance. In addition, we have interpreting listening devices available in the back.
En este momento se escucharán los comentarios públicos para artículos de la agenda y artículos que no están en la agenda. Para dirigirse al Consejo Municipal, cada individuo debe completar una tarjeta de orador. Se debe completar la tarjeta de orador y entregarla a la Secretaría Municipal en este momento. Solo aquellas tarjetas de orador entregadas a la Secretaría Municipal podrán dirigirse al Consejo Municipal. No se aceptarán tarjetas tardías. Cada persona debe indicar su nombre para el registro. Si necesita interpretación en español, tenemos un intérprete presente. Por favor, levante la mano en este momento para indicar que requiere servicios. También tenemos aparatos disponibles para escuchar la Junta en español.
Thank you. Gracias. We do have 33 speakers, and each speaker will have 3 minutes. Madam City Clerk, would you please call their names? If you do hear your name, please approach to the podium. Thank you.
Cindy Sanchez, Luis Martinez, Ronika N., Loretta Hunter, Joe Solis, Christian Shaughnessy, Mike Hartley, Kim Calvin, Al Palazzo.
I don't see anyone standing. If you do hear your name, please again approach to the podium. And Madam City Clerk, do you want to call for more names if they're not here?
Eric Marquez, Carlos Zamora, Oliver Eudor, Gina Morales.
Thank you. Please state your name for the record.
My name is Al Palazzo. It's no secret that I would like to be city manager. I'm just going to share things about my life. I have a vision to rebuild San Bernardino and create jobs. I took all the advanced math science courses in high school and made straight A's. Mr. Burke was recognized as the most outstanding teacher. He was my U.S. history teacher. His classroom was a museum. He made the study of history relevant. He wrote a letter for a scholarship. I became a political science major and history majors in college. We have so much history that we can use to rebuild San Bernardino. Ms. Woodward assigned great authors from many nations and cultures in her advanced world literature class. The vice chancellor, who interviewed me for a scholarship, asked questions about the books I read. On the night the scholarships were awarded, all the scholarships were announced. And then the principal, Dr. Dolan, said they thought they would save the best for last. He said, Alfred Palazzo will be receiving a Regent Scholarship to the University of California. At that time, in 1967, there were only 100 such scholarships in the entire UC system, all campuses combined in the entire state of California. And it's the highest honor for an entering freshman. When I saw the vice chancellor on campus, he said, your teachers believe you will make a difference in your community. In high school, I worked washing dishes at Baseline and E, Sage's Coffee Shop. During the summer, after 9:30 at night, I walked home down Baseline, Mount Vernon, 16th Street, Western Avenue to 20th, where I lived. I became ill with pneumonia. I was admitted to the hospital and I nearly died. The Future Leaders of America Club, which I was the first president, founded by David Alcala and Mr. Marino, gave me a plan. The two teachers' advisors told us to keep up our grades and maybe we might receive a scholarship. Every teacher I had said something that motivated me to want to do my best. Ruben Juarez worked 35 years for the engineering department. He came back for another 15 part-time. He designed the University Parkway. I promised that I would point this out to the community upon his recent passing. He will be missed. He was more like a father than a brother because of the difference of 15 years in our ages growing up. He saw many changes in San Bernardino. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Hector Martinez. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hector Martinez. I work here in San Bernardino. At the main warehouse at Home Depot here in San Bernardino. The reason to be here, we're suffering a lot harassment from code enforcement here in San Bernardino. So we want a solution here. The workers here, the female workers as well. So we could find a solution because they're harassing us a lot. It's very impossible to work right now. So the people that work here, we're not a burden here in the city. We're just here to work. We're helping you guys. That's why we're here. The employers here are hiring us, and then they help us and they hire us. So we're essential workers here. So we're here, we're asking you from all the workers, so you could give us some space so that we could work the day, so that we could be able to pay our bills. So that's the only thing that we're asking. And then we could contribute of the holy country, this whole country. So that's the only reason that we're here, to give us a solution, so, to leave us alone. And then the ladies that are selling the food there could, they're not stealing, they're not doing anything, they're not doing any felonies there. If you could give us an opportunity, we're watching there a land that is open, doesn't belong to anybody. The reason that they're harassing us, because we're standing on businesses, they're looking at us that, like we are some thieves. And there's a space there that it's open, empty, and it belongs to the city. So we would like for you guys to give us a space, that space, so we could, by ourselves, we can make it better. We could build it in our meeting that we have. We would like it. So if you could give us that space, and then all the workers there, we can make it pretty, clean it, and we can make something out of it, so that they could see, that the community could see that we are people that produce, that build, not only are occupying the space. And we're just essential for here. I am asking for, in the name of all the workers there, so please, all Thursdays, we have a meeting. In the morning, we have a general meeting. If you could please send us 2 inspectors, because usually, they bring us, they go in trucks and they harass us and they mistreat us. Only 2 good inspectors that treat us good, not yell at us and not run us over and not harass us. So we want to change that. And that empty space, so that we could have all of us, we could clean it, make it better, so that the ladies that work there for the food also, why not? And we could use that space so that we wouldn't be bothering anybody. like a Home Depot, because they're saying that there's some bad people. So they are keeping it to one side. So please ask us, there is enough space for everyone. If somebody does something, you guys do something good for us, give us that space, we take care of our director of the Center of the Workers of Pomona is giving us their help with some money so that we could make it better. We're not asking you anything. We're just asking you the space that is empty. It's very dirty. So we're just asking you to give us a space so they'll make it better and keep it clean the whole time. That is all. So please, that's what I'm asking you. In the name of all the workers, because we're a lot. So right now we're only a few, but we're a lot. But we feel harassment right now from some people on the community. So we need respect, and we're essential for, that's why we're here. So we are here with all our workers, because we need help, so that you guys would know about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Gracias. Next speaker, please state your name.
Su nombre, por favor. Sí. Juan Carlos Alberto. Oh, so he's also a laborer. También. Daily laborer. Okay. Ya puedo hablar.
Sí, estamos aquí.
We are here.
La comunidad de vendedores.
The laborers, all the daily laborers from Home Depot, from the outside of Home Depot, from outside Home Depot.
Somos jornaleros y solamente
We're daily laborers, and we're only asking.
En realidad están yendo demasiado.
Right now, you're just harassing us.
Nos molestan constantemente.
Constantly, you're harassing us. Lately, in the morning, somebody, about 10 or 11 a.m., and they're harassing us again. So we're a bit tired of it. I'm 23 years daily worker there. So we're just looking for a solution. We just really want, if you could help us to stop that harassment with what you guys are doing. We're not any criminals. We just love our families. We're just regular people like you. Sometimes people think they don't need us, but people go there and hire us. And it's people that have money that hire us. They need our services. We're important in this place. And that's it.
Gracias. Thank you. Next speaker. Okay.
Hello. Hi. My name is Alexis Teodoro. I'm the Worker Rights Director for the Pomona Economic Opportunity Center. I'm in charge of the day labor program that we run. We have a day labor center in Pomona. We visit all the Home Depots in Riverside County. We visit all the Home Depots in San Bernardino County. Wherever there are day laborers, we are there to defend their constitutional right to seek employment in public spaces. I want to read a letter that's signed by our executive director and the executive director of the Healing Coalition for Immigrant Justice, and I'm just going to read a paragraph from it. We're writing to express our urgent concern over the ongoing harassment of day laborers and street vendors near the Home Depot on 21st Street by the San Bernardino City and San Bernardino's code enforcement officers. Despite many complaints from the past, community concerns, your enforcement agents continue to target peaceful immigrant workers who are seeking honest work, and they're trying to support their families. Multiple reports has been documented by my team and also the day laborers themselves. I'm going to focus on 4 points. The day laborers are being told they cannot wait and look for work in a public space. Again, that goes against the U.S. Constitution. Code enforcement is taking photos of their vehicles and blocking the exits for them to leave when they get there. Officers are mocking and laughing the day laborers, escalating fear and humiliation towards them. That is totally unacceptable and unprofessional. The street vendors, many who are vulnerable immigrant women, are currently being cited, threatened with citations, and harassed for selling food to the day laborers in the same area. I brought a copy and that we also emailed where we're asking for a meeting within less than 15 days in person to talk about this issue. Meanwhile, I would like to immediately request the immediate halt of code enforcement harassment in that area until we meet in person and we can come up with an amicable solution to this issue. I also would like to state that we have models that work in Pomona, and we are in talks with the Riverside City Council to set up a day labor site by the Home Depot in Riverside. We would like to have the same conversation with you so that this harassment can stop. And again, I would like to repeat to the council and the code enforcement officers and anyone that's listening to me that represents the city of San Bernardino, being a day laborer is not a crime, and it's a constitutional right to seek work in a public space. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Hi, my name is Angel. I'm an organizer with the Pomona Economic Opportunity Center, and I'm here today to speak up about the harassment of day laborers from code enforcement. We do outreach. We've been doing outreach to that Home Depot and to those day laborers for more than 15 years, and recently we've been getting complaints and reports from day laborers of code enforcement harassing them. So they come in to the lot driving really fast, blocking their trucks from leaving, taking pictures of them, and then when the day laborers are scared, obviously, and start to walk away or run away from code enforcement has laughed at them, mocked them, and we want this harassment to end. And we also want to meet with Councilmember Ibarra, just because that is her district, and want to come up with a solution so day laborers can look for work in a dignified and safe manner, and also have code enforcement halt the harassment of day laborers, as well as street vendors as well. They are also have been targeted by code enforcement, given tickets, and they're only looking for a way to work. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Hello, my name is Loretta Hunter. I probably will be addressing, I think it's probably your number 8. On April 29th of 2015, I was before the San Bernardino County Board asking for help with code enforcement liens that have been placed on my property by the San Bernardino City Code Enforcement that should not be there. Tax collectors, officers have been working with me, but I've also sent you guys something that I was wondering if you guys have the answers to the questions that I would like you guys to address, because tomorrow is the sale, and I can't trust your attorneys because in 2007, I had a court-appointed probate attorney that ended up disbarred because she tried to take our property. So now here we are again, the same city, same problems, and it's becoming an issue because I've already watched the 210 freeway go from the 210 from Fontana through all 3 of our neighborhoods to the end of the freeway. You guys are taking everything we have. I need these answers. This is why I'm here. I thought you guys would have had this, and hopefully we can come up with the resolution, because I do not want to lose my property because I'm feeling bullied at this point. And I would like the city of San Bernardino to definitely address this issue, because that's a completely rehabbed home, and I don't understand why we're still going through this when I'm completely in compliance, and there was a mandate, and we worked under a mandate. And every single day, every month, we had code enforcement and this officer and the city attorney basically bullying us, trying to either take the property or make us submit for them to do the work. I don't know if the city has looked over these, but I'm hoping that you guys have some answers for me today.
Thank you. Staff will be speaking to you. Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Code enforcement. Everybody loves them, huh? Especially the tracking people. See, I'm kind of getting tired with this situation because this is the thing that I don't get, right? You just walk out of the City Hall building and you can find dozens, if not hundreds, of code violations, right? So when you want to go after someone, why don't you clean up your mess first, all right? So I've been talking about this particular truck yard. It seems like it has become a wimp to these code enforcers because they keep going. They keep going. I sent a picture to Mr. Gabriel Elliott the other day, and they keep disrespecting the people, going into private property. They think that they own the place. They have no respect. They have a no trespassing sign, and they don't respect it. So, I mean, I just heard that we have another lawsuit for what, $4 million? That's the reason that we get sued, because the lack of respect and common sense that some of these people shows towards the community. So it's time for us to get you little minions accountable, because it seems like the crazies are running the asylum. So, and you know, it's not possible, you know. Regarding the maintenance fee for vacant buildings and empty lots, I think that's a great idea. I think we should look into that, because there's a lot of people that they don't care about the properties. Everybody, I mean, I do real estate as well. Everybody's looking to profit once the the markets improve, but at the same time they need to keep up with their maintenance in their properties, empty lots or buildings. One thing that is caught my attention is for the last 7 or 8 years, I always noticed the Maddich. They always get the contracts to do the payment. Why always Maddich? Is that the only people that play in this town? I mean, I do construction, and I know plenty of good contractors. So why only Maddich? So can we open it up for everybody else? I know they're a big outfit, but I think that it's got to be open it up to everybody else. So last and not least, I don't think that we need to get rid of the city attorney at this time, for the simple fact that we're getting lawsuits. I think it's something that this city has experienced for the longest. So let's wait to have a permanent city manager. Let's put our house in order, and then let's see how we can proceed. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Joe Salas, Fourth Ward. Where there is praise due, there needs to be praise given. So thank you, City Council. It is good to see, as a taxpayer of San Bernardino, at your last budget meeting, that 25% of your reserves is being set for us taxpayers in your budget, and that you keep that practice going, which is ongoing, I believe, and is going into the new 25-26 board, which the budget for next year. So thank you for that. And then also seeing the council member, I think it was Mr. Charette, and some other council members who said to reinvest some of that money back into the streets. And I know that the Waterman's going to be repaved between 40th and I believe all the way down, which is Councilwoman Ortiz's, and then down into the 20 Highland. So, and that is a major thoroughfare. Lots of people go and visit that area, and maybe when they see that street, they might say, hey, this is a nice community to be in. Because I know Councilwoman Ortiz did add, will the sidewalks be paved? So that's major, and we get to see that. So it's going to be an attraction, hopefully, for people who do go visit our community, since it's one of our busiest exits. On top of the idea of moving along with the ideas of fiscal prudence, I think it's prudent that any contract that we have with any outside vendor is looked at on a regular basis, not because we don't like them, not because we do like them, but at a certain point, whether it be 2 years or 3 years, we look at what any kind of contract that we're doing. And I believe item 22 on items to be considered for future meetings is in that spirit. I really do believe that we need to look at our legal services before we get a city manager or after we get a city manager. It's just something that needs to be vetted. Again, we have 3 new city council members, and so it would be great to see that, because as many lawsuits as the city does have, it's important that we have competent legal advice to give that. And lastly, I'd like to talk about the culture of San Bernardino as an institution in the city. And a culture, if anyone knows anything about anthropology, it's how and what you do. And if you look at the school district, Cal State San Bernardino, in the community college, we have thriving institutions. And the way that San Bernardino does this process, that's why I've been talking about since I've been doing this for about 2 months, is what is the process that we do? Is it predictable? Is it transparent? And 2 weeks ago, when the new meeting was called last weekend for the city manager, you guys knew each other's availability. You really did. And there was this burning desire to schedule a meeting where 5/8 of your members were not there. That's 62.5% of your council members.
Thank you.
And 60% on any exam is,
Thank you.
that's a D. Thank you.
Next speaker, please state your name.
Gina Mireles, I'm here to discuss Mountain View Park Homeowners Association, something I've been doing for many years. I feel that the city of San Bernardino is a godless city, and every day I feel sad for the people that reside here because they're a working class community and they are entitled to better service. I'm not expecting the level of service that I received from the Ontario Police Department, from San Bernardino Police Department. When I moved into this city, it was the end of a marriage and I was getting death threats. I'm gonna kill you, bitch. You're gonna die, bitch. So when I found out that Aaron Rangel was the person behind the death threats, I did what you're supposed to do. I got a restraining order. I called a friend at the district attorney's office, and my friend at the district attorney's office told me, go to San Bernardino Police Department. They need to do an investigation. I went there and I met with Detective George Luna, who proceeded to tell me, you got a restraining order, that's all you're gonna get because you're poor, you're nobody, and you're not doing anything. That is how my relationship with the city of San Bernardino started, with sexism, incompetence, and just no integrity. Now, for years, I've been coming to this board and the prior mayor regarding Mountain View Park. Today, I bring 3 victims with me. I didn't bring Susie, who's a single mother who was sued by a contractor hired by the Homeowners Association. I didn't bring Antonio, who was pushed out of the complex by the domestic terrorist, and I did not bring the 11-year-old that was assaulted by the domestic terrorist. San Bernardino City Police Department knows about it. In 2022, I asked for an investigation. Here's a police report where I asked for an investigation regarding the real estate fraud and the embezzlement of Mark Josted and Mountain View Park Homeowners Association. There's no protocol, there's no elections, there's just dictatorships. We don't know where our money is going, and what's ironic is that we never had assessments until I filed a complaint with the police department. So what did the police department not do? Did they greenlight this white-collar thief who has taken units from 2 people that are in the room, and they're working on the 3rd person? You're gonna hear from them. We need San Bernardino City Police Department to find somebody with a little bit of integrity and a little bit of math skills, because we need a forensic audit. Millions of units are being taken. People are being locked out of their home. Where is this man getting this right from? I feel that the Ku Klux Klan is active within San Bernardino Police Department. Thank you.
Next speaker, please state your name.
Hi, good evening. My name is Eddie Torres. I'm the Policy Director with the Inland Coalition for Immigrant Justice. I'm here today in solidarity with the day laborers that are working for dignity, working for their daily bread every single day outside of the Home Depot here in San Bernardino. Also in solidarity with the street vendors, right? Let me just remind the council, SB 946 and SB 972 is the law in California. Those laws decriminalize street vending, so that allows for folks to publicly vend on public land. So our street vendors all over the Inland Empire should not be harassed by code enforcement. They should not be ticketed for anything. So I want to remind you all, our colleagues are meeting with code enforcement right now, so we're really thankful for the opportunity from your staff to meet with our staff right now. But we also, with respect, asked for a meeting with the mayor and with Councilmember Ibarra, because that is where the Home Depot is located. We can work on a solution. We can work on creating a day labor center. Our colleague Alexis was talking about solutions in Pomona. They can be found solutions here as well in San Bernardino. Creating a day labor center can provide a place for those day laborers to work out of dignified work so they can stop being harassed by code enforcement. The last thing any immigrant needs right now is more surveillance and more harassment by folks you don't know, right? We all know the political climate that we're living in right now. The last thing that you need is an unmarked van, an unmarked car, a white vehicle with no license plates to come and harass you. That's the last thing that you need in order to work at dignified, right? In a dignified way. So with that, thank you for your time, and I'm looking forward to your correspondence. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Hi, good afternoon. This is Ivan Garcia, volunteer resident for the city of San Bernardino. Just want to give a little bit of feedback on some of the departments. And overall, if you guys are thinking you're putting in 100%, please put in 110 or 150 or 200%. The 100 is not cutting it. For building and safety, I'd like to ask to please update the development projects website. I was navigating the website over the weekend, and some of the projects there have not been updated. Economic development for Ken Chop and his team. I'd like to recognize the team for working with the small businesses and doing the ribbon cutting. And I'd also like to challenge them to educate, inform them, and build a relationship and educate these businesses in our city about CRMs. They could do their part. If every person in our city submitted 1 to 5 CRMs a month, our city is going to become beautiful again. For Public Works, I feel a little bit saddened. I don't know what happened to the light poles on Baseline. They're out. I noticed that last night going to the gym. If someone can please help me get those back lit up again, I would really appreciate it. For the working class that sets up at Home Depot, please stop harassing these people. Why not go clean up homelessness? A perfect example is a Pioneer Cemetery Memorial, Waterman and 7th. Those people aren't working. These people are trying to pay their bills. So please stop harassing the working class. Parks and Recreations, I just wanted to ask, are we going to have a rescheduled Arbor Day? It got canceled this, I think, past weekend, or 2 weekends ago. And I also would like to know, where's our landscape arborist? What is he doing for our city to help improve Tree City USA? We need more involvement from that city staff member. As far as Caltrans, I'd like to recognize Debbie Reese for stepping up to the plate. She's a volunteer of the city resident to help out with submitting work orders on CRMs. We have a lot of overgrown weeds, homelessness, illegal dumping, light fixtures on Caltrans. Who in our city is reaching out to Caltrans? It seems like it's a revolving circle. We reach out to Caltrans, Caltrans tells us to come back to the city to correct an issue. Who's stepping up to the plate to help resolve some of these issues? Well, Debbie Reese and I are. As far as the city attorney, we need to put our thinking hat back on and make sure we have a city attorney before we get rid of our city attorney. So please get together and discuss that a little bit further. And I'd also like to recognize the Water Department of Public Works City staff for meeting me on site to go over some water leak repairs.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Madam City Clerk?
Juan Ruiz, Ed Mustafa, Angie Hively, Harold Hively, Benny Fernandez, Harry Hatch, Dolores Armstead, Junior Carrillo, Faye Aldridge.
Good evening, council, ladies and gentlemen. I came up here to talk about fireworks. But after hearing the report out from our city attorney and our mayor, I want to know what happened to the Brown Act. That's stuff that should not be mentioned in an open forum. I sit on a board of directors for the County of San Bernardino's retirement system. If we had someone make that report out in our building on stuff that was going on in closed session, the person would be under arrest. You have absolutely no authority to release that type of information. If that's what's something that our city attorney told you you could do, they are totally, completely wrong. You're hanging yourselves out to dry. It is a total violation of the Brown Act to provide that type of information at any time on any closed item issue. You have not provided that on other issues when we wanted it. You have not provided us on anything on the Oxbow. You have not provided us anything on fireworks. I can't even find out how much was made last year. But you are in violation of the Brown Act.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Hello, my name is Faye Aldridge, and I'm here to talk about the Love Your Block grant that was awarded to my community by that organization. And I wanted to share with you the awards that we got for doing that. I'm very proud. And, you know, one thing that it did for my community is it jump-started us to get totally involved again. And it was refreshing to see that, because for the longest time there was, complacency. So I'm here. We were awarded $3,000. I'm here to request matching grants, which the city manager kind of addressed already. So I'm requesting that from the city to complete the project. The artist has already started. He didn't even wait till we had all the money together. He just wanted to get the mural underway, and it's in Campo Santos Historical Cemetery. It's going to be 102 feet long, and it's beautiful. I wish I had taken pictures and brought it in. So if you would consider our community, Arrowview Neighborhood Association, I would certainly love to complete the money that we need to do that art mural. I want to thank you.
Thank you.
One statement I wanted to read from research. This is how jazzed our community is, that certain residents went and did research and compiled it for me to pass out to you folks. And it's going to be on the city website, so the citizens, the councilmen, council people can address it and go over that information. And this one statement that I found in the information, it says, as a relatively cheap form of public art, murals are perceived to serve diverse purposes ranging from upliftment, education, job creation, skills development, and cultural expression, to the encouragement and sense of place and ownership. And it certainly has just motivated my community. I'm just so happy that this even exists, that we're going through it, and it's just been a revelation. So keep us in mind, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Next speaker, please state your name.
Hi, my name is Benny Fernandez. I live at 1377 Roxbury Drive. I'm here to talk about homes being built behind homes. It's causing a huge traffic problem and parking problem. We have 4 homes that are built behind homes, and they're pretty spread apart. Those are okay. In my home, I got one to the left of me and one getting ready to build to the right of me. It's causing, as it is now, it's causing a huge problem with parking. People blocking driveways, disrespecting who lives where. People are blocking the front of their homes with trash cans, not allowing people to park there, just causing all kinds of issues. When you get these investors coming in, building homes behind homes, it's beautiful at first. The house next door to me, they had 16 people come in, and beautiful that they haven't been there for years, cleaned it all up, trimmed palm trees, everything. Now, the house that's to the left of me, they're gone. They built the house, everything's rented, and this is what it looks like today. It's horrible. They don't come back, they don't clean up, they don't do anything. It's just terrible. And I'm hoping that the permits will be canceled on this home. The address is 1383 Roxbury Drive. And I'm hoping that somebody hears me. Don't allow this to be so close. The closest one is down the street. It's 5 houses in between the homes that are built, and there's no parking problems there. It's okay, it's manageable. But I'm gonna have one to the left of me and one to the right of me. It's gonna cause huge problems, and I hope somebody hears me. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Hi, my name is Juan Reyes. I'm a homeowner for the Mountain View Park. The address is 149 West 6th Street. And the reason why I'm here is because it's time for me to come out of the shadows. I'm worried about and concerned because Mountain View Park, HOA, is in the process of taking my 2-bedroom, 2-bath unit condo. My family occupies the unit, and myself too. I live in the unit. The HOA has refused to answer phone calls or take payments, and they continue not to follow protocol. As right now, they filed a lawsuit against me. They were able to get a judgment. I was never served. Luckily, I have a court date to see if we can resolve this, but it's costing me money instead of the money going into the HOA for repairs. They're ready to spend the money on attorneys. When the new president took over, he refused to take my payments. I didn't know the name of the president until now. I had a payment arrangement because there was a roof assessment when I purchased the unit. According to my records, the previous owner had paid the assessment. And when I got the unit, it was zero balance. And a few months later, I got an assessment fee that it was paid already by the previous owner. Anyway, somehow I had to get over with that and pay again the roof assessment, and I made payment arrangements. But like I said, when the new president took over, he refused to take my payments, canceled my account, and didn't let me use the portal. Currently, I have a court date, like I said, but never been served. This is a small example of the inappropriate illegal business practices that we're dealing with HOAs association. Like I said, I'm coming out of the shadows. This is one of my first steps to get this arranged. And I really would like to see if the police department can do an ethical investigation. This is to follow up to Gina and Mireille's conversation. I think there's a lot of things that are spending money where they're not supposed to spend. And I'm not an investor, I'm a homeowner. So it's a lot of things that are in the gray area that I don't know how they utilize their money. They don't give us statements. We don't have meetings. And I live in the premises, and they were not able to serve me. But somehow they got a judgment against me. We deserve to have a nice place to live, free of electrical hazards and people stealing things, not enough security. It's just a really bad, rundown place lately. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
My name is Oliver. Can I talk? My name is Oliver Yildiz, and I'm following up on Gina's earlier complaint about the homeowners association called Mountain View Park, and this fellow, he is the his name is Mark Josted, and he is the head of the homeowners association so many years. It has been 15 years. That's when he took my condominium from me. And there was no due process. Documents were never filed at the Superior Court. Mark Joseph and Mountain View Park Homeowners Association took all of the equity from my home. My unit was stolen by Mark Joseph and Mountain View Park Homeowners Association. My unit was paid for. I had no loan on the property. I'm a victim of real estate fraud. The equity of my home was over $100,000. We need San Bernardino Police Department to conduct an investigation and do a forensic audit, please. That's all I ask.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Hi, my name is Edie Mustafa. I am a homeowner. I own several units at Mountain View Park. And we're having a problem over there. We went to the district attorney's office. We went to the police department, the fraud division. There's something called cramming. I don't know if you ever heard of it. Cramming is where the Federal Trade Commission, the FCC, the FBI, the Department of Justice, it's when they charge unauthorized charges on a person's bill by a third party. And this is happening at Mountain View Park. This is happening at Edge Hill. This is happening all over San Bernardino, where these particular people, Excalibur, Mountain View Park, Haven, are going after homeowners who are seniors, who are poor white, poor black, and poor Hispanic. What they do is they're pulling out the equity of the property, they're putting unauthorized charges on bills, and they're taking the equity out and just taking the property just like that, charging whatever they want to charge. Now, this happened to me on my property. I had 3 units in this complex. And this happened to me, and I took them to court. And the people that are involved in this thing is deep. And we have been asking the city for the last 10 to 15 years to do something. I went to the district attorney's office. I've talked to District Attorney Vance, Lee, and I forgot her name. I've talked to all of them and asked them for their help. When I went to the police department, the fraud division, they told Gina that they refused to help Mr. Mustafa no matter what he's going through. My attorneys told me when I came to this area that San Bernardino is considered a good old boy area where they don't want to help. When I got to that police station to ask for help because they were taking my property, which I was getting over $1,000 a month of rent off of all those properties, they would not help. And I had unbelievable evidence. Because I was a mailman for 30 years, I kept everything. And I said everything's certified mail. And we still didn't get any help. The evidence was overwhelming. The jury found them negligent, 12-0. The judge did nothing. The district attorney's office said to me, Mr. Vance said, well, why would they do something like that? Why would the judge not go after these people? It's because this is a good old boy system, and we need help from the police department. We need help from the fraud division, which you got some great people up in there, but you got some people in there just hate doing anything for anybody poor, black, white, Hispanic, or whatever. That's just the way it is. But we're asking you to force the district attorney and force the police department to do their job and look into this thing, because I've already sent three.
Thank you.
I've already sent three dossiers to the district
Thank you,
attorney's
sir.
office.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Dolores Armstead. When will we start updating the city's strategic plan before we get more car washes, more storage units, and more warehouses, especially in our residential neighborhoods? We need to drastically deal with the zoning in the city. Entrepreneurs and developers and citizens should not be forced to endure the continuation of blight next door to our homes and businesses, but you're allowing it to happen. Look at the cities around us. They are all progressing. We are the seat of the county, and we look like the dump. Nobody wants to move here. We don't have restaurants downtown. We don't have businesses hardly downtown because you allowed it. You're not doing anything. We can and should be better. You are the council. Several of you have been here too long with nothing to show for it. Several of you. I am glad to see a request for RFP for legal services. We need it. We need honest bidding in the contracts, not just for legal services, but all our services. The current hired attorney is not serving this city. You can tell by all the lawsuits. I understand that keeping lawsuits is probably going to keep them getting paid. It is time to stop. We need the law, the rule of law in this city, and an honest pro-business approach that helps job creators instead of stifling them in favor of corruption. It is definitely time to change this good old boy system. People, this is what we elected. Item 12 regarding the purchasing of equipment for law enforcement from the military. We do need more equipment. We need to update. However, there is always concern in how this military equipment can be used against our own citizens. It is a concern. It has been done across the country, so yes, we're very concerned. It's military equipment. We don't want it used against our own citizens. And then my last item is, what is the progress of Oxbow? It's been how many years, and there is nothing, there is no update. You need to let the residents know your status. We just went through another winter, another windy season, and there's no change. This was a good old boy deal when it happened. It is time to change. The residents deserve better. It has been too long. Councilperson, let's move forward. Do something for your constituents. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next speaker.
Sharon Negretti, Georgia L., Ethan Flores, John Schollenberger, Lydia Zavala, Angel Huerta.
Good evening, Council. My name is Georgia. I don't come here anymore to plead with you. I just come here to confront you on the apathy, the deception, and the utter lack of moral leadership on this council. You stand behind an $11 million animal services budget while the animals still look like they're starving. Why? Because you don't care. If you did, they wouldn't be dying from neglect, disease, and overcrowding while you send staff to Vegas for expos and buy another office building. That was the real priority. Not kennels, not medical care, not food. Comfort yourselves, death for the animals. The contract for kennels went into effect a year ago, and still nothing has improved. Meanwhile, the killing continues to make space. Are they sedating? The director doesn't support the expense, I'm sure. And now we have another distemper outbreak caused by untrained staff, no quarantine procedures, no proper sanitation, just chaos and suffering. Now you'll call animals to clear your numbers because your partners at Best Friends Animal Society need you to hit that no-kill 2025. But let's be honest, that initiative has done nothing but increase killing, increase suffering, and flooding our streets while the community rescues animals you refuse to care for. The money is not used as intended, and certainly not for the animals. It's gone, just like your integrity. And bravo on the PR stunt yesterday, but let the record show this is not a brand new facility. This is lipstick on a gulag. Only the highly adaptable will be showcased here. The rest will be left behind at the dilapidated facility, languishing in filth or murdered for space. Mayor Tran, your newly appointed Animal Control Commissioner is not qualified. Read the resolution, please. You all should. They have done nothing. Councilmember Flores, ask your commissioner what she's done in the last 8 years. I already know, nothing. Mayor Tran, your commissioners weren't even sworn in. They don't even have the respect to come in here and accept, and be sworn in. Lastly, you open these meetings with prayer. Start praying for the homeless, for the strays, for the ones you've abandoned, because if you even had a shred of faith or conscience, this wouldn't be the hell it is today. And last, I'm glad that finally Councilmember Sanchez has been served with the recall. Fred, you're next.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Ethan Flores. It's a pleasure to speak for you all. First, I want to pay homage to Joe Baca and the county for their investment in the city. Myself and many other San Bernardino residents are incredibly thankful. Moving to my public comment, San Bernardino is a city, it's a flowing river, it's beautiful, yet we find itself in a blockage. This is a deep issue among the city. But I find it incredibly relieving that we're moving to fix this blockage. Partially so, as in agenda item number 22, we're looking to review our legal services with BBK. This item shows that there is an effort to move forward as a city. We must open up a consideration, like Joe Salas has mentioned, before it is crucial that we have competent and reliable legal services going forward. So please, council, consider upon this decision. Why shall we give blind loyalty to those we have contracts with? The people want leadership and change. We have paid millions to our legal services, significantly increasing since hiring. Please, council, consider upon the opportunity of the funds that we may save and the transparency given to the community in this legal service shift. Thank you, and I'd also like to invite all members and all community members to join the people of San Bernardino on Monday, May 12th at 7 p.m. on the Enterprise Building if you really want to see change in San Bernardino. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Mary Tran, City Council, thank you for your service. I want to address the park on 179 East Rialto Avenue, San Bernardino, California. Why do we have to pay to open the restrooms? There's a lot of activity that goes there. People play in the park, they play in the field. On the weekends, they bring their own porta potty. I want to address that. I know you guys got a lot of plate on your table, what's going on besides that. But there is residents that matter, taxpayers that matter. You guys are overlooking them. I know there's nonprofit organizations. I know there are businesses. I know come on, citizens pay taxes, residents pay taxes, neighbors pay taxes, communities pay taxes. Come on, you guys, think about who's there, not just businesses, the warehouses. I know there's homeless. I know homeless vandalize bathrooms. They do drugs, but still, that's everywhere. Even the library here is open to the public. Come on, please. The kids need to go to the restroom. The seniors. Anybody. Come on. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Good evening. John Schollenberger, 7th Ward, City of San Bernardino. Let's take a trip down memory lane, shall we? It's going to be fun. 2019, we had a publicity company doing great things to change our image. Ted Sanchez made a motion on the council. I don't like the job that they're doing. I think we should fire them. 6 months left in their contract and $250,000 left. No reason at all. They did a great presentation. Him, Valdivia, Ibarra, and Basine all voted to get rid of them. Fred and Mulvihill voted against it for the good of the city. Then, here's another one. You guys decided to make a change in the municipal code during the time that Valdivia was here, taking power away from then HR Director Helen Tran of oversight of those young women, and then City Manager Andrea Miller, to take away oversight to protect those 3 women that he harassed, and they sued us for $3 million. You guys all voted for that. Sandra, you, Juan, Henry Nickel, and Basine, all voting in lockstep. You don't tell me that that's not true. You go ahead and look it up. Okay? I was there, and I saw the voting that went on in this place. So I've seen it. But let me tell you something. When this lady brings the receipts, and she's telling the truth, of course they're going to say that. But that's to be expected. It's to be expected. You've held these people accountable for 6 years. And the city that I love was being destroyed. We almost got voted into another bankruptcy. And you've held people accountable all this time. You stand tall, Treasurer Ortiz, and don't let anybody back you down. The predators in my neighborhood that came after me, John's lying. We didn't do that to him. They pushed me. And I'm sharing this for you. When the predators were running up on me in my old neighborhood, he's lying to get me to back down. But I didn't back down. Don't you back down either. You were violated. You stand up and take this as far as you need to go.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Hello, City Council. Sharon Negroni. Someone told me recently that the City Council members disliked me. My response was, I couldn't care less. If I valued your opinions, I wouldn't be here addressing your blatant failures. The council has a history of inaction, a continuous cycle of missed opportunities and unmet needs. This council is a joke, a circus of self-serving interest. As we continue coming here and appeal to your sense of responsibility, we are met with deafening silence. You're obsessed with revenue, devoid of empathy and genuine concern for the citizens you're supposed to represent. Your priorities are clearly your own, not the city's. The neglect of the animal shelter, animals, prioritizing profit over animal welfare proves this. Why don't you call a meeting with us, citizens concerned with the animals, and actually listen to our concerns? Because you don't care. Someone once told me that no matter how many good things you've done in life, you will only be remembered by the last bad thing you've done. Fortunately for you, with your complete lack of accomplishments and self-centered actions, I wouldn't even know where to start to look for the last negative thing you've done. San Bernardino is viewed by outsiders as a laughingstock. Property values are plummeting, yet you remain oblivious to the damage your actions are causing. Your inaction is a tragedy. I thought I heard everything until I heard about Treasure suing the city for $2 million. Sorry, Treasure, but The lawsuit is a disrespectful attempt to use legal action to settle personal scores and financially compensate you for your past failures. This lawsuit shows a profound lack of respect for the community. You're not happy with winning your seat on the council. You want revenge, and that's a good example of your lack of character. Winning a lawsuit will not undo your past mistakes, and this is what you'll be remembered for. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Lydia Savala. Thank you, per diem vets, considering I've made my day. Thrilled to hear you're going to be, so thrilled to hear that. I'm pleased to announce my completion of data mining, data analysis, and data comparisons using raw shelter data for 5 years, 20 to 24. I have for you this evening 3 graphs that capture a snapshot of several categories. Total intake, which has increased about 30% since 2020, from 5,200 to 8,000. Dead animals, a category into itself. I'll address that next time. But so who cares about dead animals? Well, there is overhead, 6,500 a month for rendering. And on a good note, kudos to the nonprofit rescues who consistently bail out our city and animals by significantly outperforming city adoptions. Last year, they came to our rescue, pulling out over 2,000 animals at a ratio of 2 to 1. The bottom line is the year-to-year data comparisons that I have for you this evening validate that the program's policies and failure to follow legislative law have no impact on reduction of the pet overpopulation. As a matter of perspective, if from these graphs you were to remove the title Animal Services and replace with Police Department, a 35% increase in crime would have Chief Goodman looking for a new job. Current policies have created a municipal puppy mill allowing dogs to get pregnant, leave pregnant, and intact. As recently as Saturday, the following city advertisement invited breeding on Facebook. Meet Ginger, animal ID 577534, is a 1-year-old unaltered white German Shepherd. The $55 refundable deposit, if the pet is not altered, is nothing more than a rehoming fee. The legislation, this violates legislation of the Hayden Act, which requires that shelters not adopt out animals that are not spayed or neutered. So honestly, it's time for leadership with new vision focused on the right fundamentals. A story about my father. He retired from General Dynamics as a technical writer of manuals involving the calibration of optical equipment on submarines. In the absence of a degree, passed over for promotions, many times he studied for an AA at the City College at night. Upon departure, he was replaced by a young man with a degree in physics. The moral of the story is that the knowledgeable, competent people do not always have a list of academic credentials following their name. We have a lot of talent in this city, and there's no shortage of talent in the animal welfare. It's time for new leadership. You want resumes? I'll get them for you. We've got plenty of talent in this city.
Thank you. Next speaker, please state your name.
Junior Carrillo, Mayor, Council, staff. I'm going to shed some light on a lot of things that were negative today, and we're going to turn it around. We're going to put a spin on it, put some positive on this. I'm here to give kudos to Public Works, the Peace Team, the PD, and Vertex. Public Works, Lynn Merrill, David Miller is out coordinating, the Peace Team, the District Resource Officers, Chief Goodman, Captain Carrington is here today, Lieutenant Luna, Vertex, Cole Burr, Alfonso, and I think Richard is here, and Mike is here also. But just a little information. Paris Hill Park, 113 tents, 120 people, 87 took assistance. That's 72% of our homeless that took assistance. Nunez Park, 81 tents, 140 people, 76 took assistance. That's 54%. Arden and Highland, 31 tents, 52 people, 25 took assistance. That's 48%. Paris Hill Park, 22 tons, 3 Burtec trucks. Nunez Park, 58 tons, 8 Burtec trucks. Arden and Highland, 72 tons, 10 trucks. Let me give you a scenario. A Burtec truck filled to the max is 7 tons. That one truck of 7 tons, if you were to take that garbage truck and go to your home, it's 450 homes. Just for your black trash can, 450 homes equals one truck. So Burtec, a total of 21 trucks, if you pencil that out, the trash in these 3 parks picked up are equivalent to 9,450 homes of trash. I mean, when you stop and think about that, somebody tells me my city's not doing nothing. I mean, they are helping the homeless. I mean, these are phenomenal numbers. I mean, I've interviewed over 500 homeless, and I couldn't get that kind of percentage. I couldn't. But the city is going, I mean, with the peace team, the resource workers, all the resources we have, we're utilizing them. And when I hear people say our city's doing nothing, we've got a ways to go. I'm not going to sit here and tell you our city is perfect, but you know what? We've got a lot to be thankful for. You know, to criticize our council people, I have all the faith in our council people. I don't care which ones show up. I have faith in every single one of them. If 3 of them don't show up, I don't put more faith in the ones that are here than the ones that are not. It doesn't matter who shows. I have faith in all of them. Thank you.
Next speaker, please state your name.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Kimberly Calvin. I'm here tonight to speak on future item to be considered request for proposal for the city attorney. I believe that our attorney firm, BB&K, has been here for 6 years, and we definitely need to seek proposals for the city attorney. Last November, before leaving office, I emailed Mayor and Council and shared 18 items, incidents, actions that I believed were fireable against BB&K. These actions dated back to 2022 and included where Attorney Carvalho lied to community and council regarding having knowledge of an agreement regarding bonds for our city hall, knowledge of withholding documents regarding our downtown, entering into an unapproved agreement with the ACLU, and assisting council members with fabricating fake investigation reports, and many others. Again, this is a public record document. We must be able to trust our city attorney beyond reproach, and I can definitely attest that we cannot. Speaking of public records, my attorney has requested the 101-page Kerrigan City Manager Investigation Report 3 times since last August, and nothing. I wish Attorney Carvalho was present so she could answer why the city clerk's office is violating the Public Records Act. This is what creates more lawsuits for our city. The community paid $100,000 for this report. Why can't anyone obtain a copy? And I'm not speaking of only the 13 pages that the council agreed to release. What are you hiding? Why isn't Carvalho present in San Bernardino City Council meetings any longer? She is present in other contracted city meetings. The contract states that either she or Assistant City Attorney Thomas Rice will be present. Neither have been here for months. The council and mayor are very aware of the items I listed in my email, and Councilmember Sanchez chose to respond to my email and say he was not interested in discussing any of those issues or items I noted because I was a sitting duck council member. Now, who's the sitting duck council member, Sanchez? I saw your recall papers. They've been currently filed, served, and now collecting signatures. When council members refuse to address known actions that are not serving our city effectively, one must assume it's because they know that the city attorney is very aware of all of their corrupt dealings. Councilmember Charette, didn't you seek answers from the city manager, from Assistant City Manager Clayton and another attorney whether or not the firm JL Group was a firm that produced credible investigations? You were told that they have a reputation of backing their way into answers. What did you do with that information given to you, Charette? You asked, did that apply to Calvin's investigation? And you were told yes. What did you do, Council Member Charette, with that information? An ethical council member would have brought that forward to their colleagues to be addressed, but you're not ethical. What are the evaluations for the city attorney? Why can't the community be made aware of the grades that you gave them through the evaluations?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That concludes the speakers. And we did also receive, we also received written comments that are being provided online as a part of the agenda backup.
Thank you so much. We will now move on to the consent calendar, items 7 to 20. Please note that items 10, 11 has already been taken action earlier in the meeting. Item 9, there is an amendment to item 9 that you all should have a copy by staff. So I'll start with Councilmember Ibarra. Do you have any, actually, I'm sorry, Mr. City Manager, any polls on your end?
No, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Ibarra?
No polls.
Thank you. Councilmember Canas?
No polls.
Councilmember Sanchez?
17, 18.
17. Councilmember Ortiz?
Just a comment on 18.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Also 18.
18. Councilmember Flores?
No polls.
Councilmember Charette?
None.
Thank you. Okay, is there, thank you for the motion.
Second.
There's a second by Councilmember Ortiz. Please call for the votes.
Councilmember Sanchez?
Yes.
Councilmember Ibarra?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes.
Councilmember Charette? Councilmember Canas?
Yes.
Councilmember Flores?
Yes.
Councilmember Ortiz?
Yes.
Consent calendar passes unanimous.
Thank you. We'll start with item 17. Councilmember Sanchez?
If we could just, I know how quickly a year goes by. I know in July of 2024, we approved a contract with Burtech that we had been working on for less than 3 years, but more than 2 years. And we came to a great deal for residents. Just give us maybe a quick synopsis of, I don't think you need to go into explaining what a 218 notice is, but maybe you can explain the rate increases that are being proposed. I believe there are 2, is that correct?
There's actually, this does cover all of the refuse rates that Burtech uses in the city. I am going to ask Mike Aragon from Burtech to come up and to provide some additional. But in essence, what you've got before you is probably one of the best deals in the region as far as refuse rates. We continue, even with this rate increase, this proposed rate increase, if approved by the council on July 2nd, you still retain the title of lowest refuse rate for residential. Most of the refuse rates on the commercial side are the result of additional costs as it occurred for the SB 1383 programs.
There's also an increase for residential as well.
Yes.
Related to the 1383 increase. We had, in the contract approved last year, we had the CPI built in, maxed out at 5%. The CPI study, urban CPI, came in at 2.61%, am I correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so there's, on top of that CPI increase built into the contract, there's an additional on the residential and commercial, right?
Yes, there is.
Okay, I want that kind of explained, and then I just want you to know. Mike, Alfonso, you guys have done incredible work. We got a beautiful contract, and we're going to continue to work with you guys. I just want to make sure that before these 218 notices go out, we know what's going out to the residents.
The rate increase, I'm not sure I understand what the question is, Councilmember. The 218 notice, as you mentioned, it's a requirement.
Oh, no, you don't need to go into
okay.
the 218 notice. We know that part. What I want is if you can point out, if you can break up all the increases with the CPI increase, the ones related to the 1383 on residential, and then 1383 on commercial. I want for council's sake, public's sake, for us to be able to clearly be able to identify those rate increases.
I'm going to ask Mr. Aragon to step up then to provide that detail.
Okay, I'm on now. Good evening, Mayor, council members. Mike Aragon, Vice President, Burtech Waste Industries. I just need some clarity, Councilmember Sanchez, with regard to your question. Just a little background. Our contract includes an annual CPI adjustment, so that is that percentage of adjustment. We have worked through staff for a number of years, as you know. The last CPI adjustment that we received for both residential and commercial was back in that's way back, down in 2022. But through the city's consultant last year and also working with city staff, they did a thorough analysis of the 1383 costs and the program, and last year they approved the increase for us. However, ownership of Burtech once again decided to implement the program last year, which we did in July of '24, the commercial program as well as the residential program, without impacting the rates. This year we've presented rates, our CPI annual increase, in addition to a portion of those 1383 costs, which is identified in the staff report, that is going forward on residential, and then the 1383 costs for commercial. With those increases, we were still able to stay within that on residential 5% increase max that we have in our contract. And that is what is represented in the 218 notice that we're requesting to be mailed out.
Yeah, I know what we did partially. I mean, you guys gave us a killer deal. I want everyone out there to know that we have the lowest rates, the best service out there.
Well,
the best service out there. But the thing is that we extended out the term of the contract from 26 to 31.
Correct.
Because we needed to amortize those costs. So what we had built in was the CPI, which is only fair to you guys. Prices do not stay the same. But what we did not have as a negotiating point there was the 1383 increase. And so I'm seeing this, the increase for the first time, and I know that if we were to go with anything less than what is noticed in the 218 notice, it does not void that 218 notice. And so I am looking forward to having our staff work really close with you to continue to get us the best deal. But I just wanted to make clear that what was negotiated last year, again, was that 2.61% CPI increase, and what is being proposed outside of the agreement that we entered into July of last year is the 2.39% increase from that is a result of the costs of the 1383
A portion of that cost, so that the total increase for residential would be 5%. And that was our cap. Coupled with the CPI, it resulted in that portion, that 2.39% increase on the residential rate. As staff,
it's not a 2 point, it's a 5 point, it's a 5% increase on residential, right? Once you add the CPI.
you add the two together.
Yeah, CPI plus what you're proposing for the 1383.
A portion of the
cost
1383
adjustment.
costs, yes.
Exactly, so it totals 5, is it
Yes.
5.3%? Is that math
No,
right?
5%.
Is it 5%? Okay, 5%. I think they put 5.03% in here. Again, you are capped not by the 5% CPI, but what the CPI-U, urban CPI increase is. And that
Yes.
came back as a 2.61% increase.
Correct.
Okay. So we'll have staff work on a great deal. We know you can negotiate. We negotiated with you guys
We've done a great
3
job.
years before we had a great deal in July of last year, and I'm looking forward to more hard-charging negotiating. But I think that, again, this 218 notice can go out, and it doesn't nullify if the max rate increase were to be anything less, whether it's a half cent or however much. This 218 notice is not, and I need verification from staff. Burtech wouldn't be required to put out a new 218 notice. I know that, but I want staff to say that, right? Legal?
I would
City
refer
manager?
to the city attorney as to whether or not Prop 218 notice that if the council were to consider a rate less, whether or not that still keeps the valid. I'm not sure if that's the case.
My understanding is that only if that rate were to be more than what is noticed in the
Then you would
218
need to
notice,
notice it.
then it would have to be re-noticed.
That's correct, but
That's correct.
I'm not sure if there's any issue. I'll defer to the attorney.
So now, if you can just read out, because I know it costs Burtech, I think $50,000 to re-notice, can we get verification that the addresses for any comments are correct? Can I just get it on the record? And sorry, I should have talked to you staff about this.
That
But there's-
one we can validate. We've looked at it about 4 or 5 times
Good,
to make sure we
good.
don't
You know what I'm
repeat
talking about.
that error that occurred 2 years ago.
Okay, move to approve. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there a
Second.
second? There's a motion? There's a second? Thank you. Madam City Clerk?
Councilmember Sanchez,
Yes.
Councilmember Ibarra,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes.
Councilmember Charette. Yes. Councilmember Canas,
Yes.
Councilmember Flores,
Yes.
Councilmember Ortiz.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimous.
Thank you. Councilmember Sanchez, 18.
All right, Lynn, don't you go too far. Azam, all right, okay. So if you can go over real quickly, just the streets, I mean, this is where we do not want to miss the opportunity where our taxpayer dollars are going. So just if you can quickly go through the list of streets, and then maybe at all where they scored, and then we can approve. It's only, how many streets is it? It's 14 streets?
It's 14 locations.
14 locations.
This is based on an old PMA. PMA is the pavement management analysis. We're going to be replacing with the pavement management plan when we complete it in August.
And IT, can you guys put up the maps, the location maps? Is that, okay, if anyone can put it, because this is something that the public needs to see. They need to know that this is going on. Because of course, we're not repaving every single street, but they need to know that it's not even accessible. All right, well, maybe Azam, you can, you can go ahead.
Councilmember Sanchez, we
Yes.
don't have a map right now, but we can bring that back and provide it to you.
No,
But you
no.
can go through the
It's-
list of locations.
Yeah, that's great. I guess if
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
What you can do, actually, I'm not sure if Roland can do it, the map, the 14 locations, you can access it through the website.
The city website.
Yeah, the city website.
Oh,
These
yeah.
14 locations are shown.
People watching at home, most people are watching at home.
Yeah.
We got 20 people in here. So most people are watching at home. It'd be great for people to see, here it is, here it is, here it is, here it is. But if that's going to be too difficult, too onerous, then maybe you can just read out the locations.
Sure, we can read out the
And then we can move to approve.
Okay, no problem. Do you want me to read out the locations per ward?
Yes, I mean, I don't
Mention
care if
the
it takes
ward?
10 minutes. I mean,
Okay.
this is a huge project. This is a great project.
Okay, all wards. Okay, Ward 1, North Mayfield Avenue from 8th to 10th. Western Avenue from 8th to Union. Ward 2, Gilbert from North Waterman to Canyon Road. Same thing with Ward 2, 14th from G to E. Ward 3 from from South Tippecanoe Avenue to Richardson. Ward 3 also from Holden from West End to East End. Ward 4, it's North Orange Street from the 210 freeway and Highland, extending the pavement from Highland to Piedmont which is an additive bid item. We added to the project based on cost. If there was additional funding we can include, so we included that. Ward 4, which is from North Electric from 40th to 48th. Ward 5 from Varsity Avenue, from West College Avenue to Universal Avenue. Ward 5 also from West College Avenue from University Parkway to North Citadel Avenue. And then Ward 6, which is the West Roosevelt Avenue from Macy to University Parkway. North Macy from Roosevelt Avenue to West End and East End of West Washington Avenue, including Lincoln from West End to University Parkway. That will include and cover the entire area west of University Avenue, south of the 210. And then Ward 7, which is 34th from North Mountain Avenue to North Sierra Way. And then another last location in Ward 7, which is North Mountain Avenue from West 30th to Edgerton. Mountain View, yes. That will connect to the new pavement that we have at Edgerton, yes.
Move to approve.
Thank you. Councilmember Ortiz?
I have a quick question. First, I want to say thank you so much. I know this is a long time coming, and just for communities that we're asking about the bidding process. So I appreciate in the backup material, it shows how much the bids were and how Mattich was awarded. And so I appreciate the transparency because, you know, as we're moving through, and this is why the procurement process is so important. And this is, you know, if you're going to be a vendor in our city, you need to bid. And I appreciate you guys putting out there. And so thank you so much for what you're doing in all the wards and especially in Ward 7. You know, we've 30, 40 years without paved streets, and this is good stuff. So thank you for all your hard work and out to your whole team. So thank you.
And this is only the beginning. So 2025, 2026, as I mentioned, the DCIP presentation is the years of the street paving. So.
Thank you so much. Mayor Pro Tem?
Thank you. And again, this is very important, and this is great news. You know, keep them coming. My questions were along the lines of the procurement process as well. I'm not able to open up my attachment. I was going to read off some of the other the people who had applied, the other companies who had applied as well, but I just wanted to ensure there was a public speaker who made a comment about, oh, well, there we go. Thank you. There were like 6 or 7 bids that came in. And so I just wanted to ensure that it wasn't just one company that's constantly getting all the contracts here, that you know, we review the bids that come through, and in this case, there were 6 that came through, and Mattich was the best bid that we had received in order to be able to pay for these streets. So that's why I wanted to pull the comment as well, or the item as well.
If I can actually, and I just have to say this, I mean, it is, and if the city attorney can please opine, but it is state law that for a public works project, we are required to go with the lowest responsible bidder. We have no choice. Because I think this law was passed in the 80s, and what was happening before is that they would award it to a friend of a friend of a friend who had twice as much, or their cost was twice as much. So we are required to go with lowest bidder, and Mattich is a good partner, and they've been competitively bidding on these projects for a long time.
Just let me add one last comment, Council. When we paved Pepper from baseline all the way to Mill, it was awarded to Hillcrest Contracting Company. And then when we also paved Sierra Way from 3rd all the way to 30th, it was awarded to Onyx Contracting Company. So.
Thank you. Thank you, Council. Those are excellent questions. Also, if there are folks who are interested who wants to be, you know, participating in the bid or procurement process, there's a way, a mechanism for them to submit their interest. Is that correct, or how does that work?
The way, Mayor, we work with the purchasing team is Planet Bid send a blast of the requirements to submit bids to all the contracting companies that have subscriptions to Planet Bid, number one. And then also we provide them with a list with all the previous contractors who bid previously in the city. So those 2 avenues we do follow. We want to make the door open to all the contracting firms.
Thank you. And then
I
if
just
there are
wanna-
contractors who are interested to be joining to part of the subscription, they just need to sign up, or how does that work? I just want to make sure they understand that there's a way for them to receive information through the punt bid.
That's on them to pursue it, to register on Planet Bid.
Thank
We
you.
have no means of methods of reaching out and letting them know.
So they would just need to go on to our website or reach out to our finance department to express interest if they would like to subscribe.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Can I
Just
just
want to make
add
sure
on?
the public is aware.
Can
Yes,
I just
Councilmember
add?
Canas?
To your point, Mayor Tran, it is available publicly on our website. There's a link actually via the city's website that accesses to Planet Bids. It is an open platform. In order to bid, though, you do need to have an actual account. However, the bids are actually publicly accessible to anyone that wants to view them.
Exactly.
Thank you. Councilmember Ibarra?
Thank you, Mayor. I know this has been long awaited for Gilbert Street, so thank you for putting Gilbert Street. 14th Street also needs, a lot of streets need the help, and I believe we were gonna go over CIP budget for the following year, and there's more streets coming before us for approval. I know for people who live off of Muscopiavi, that is still on the road to be fixed. And so, I mean, I have so many streets, and I do appreciate the work that staff is doing to getting our streets repaired. Thank you so much.
I just want to put the final touches on the responses to the council. In June, I'm going to be bringing 7 locations, and these are the entrances into the city in addressing, as I mentioned in my CIP presentation last week. So one of them is the Waterman one. Second from the 215, I can go on the list, but we're preparing the staff report for the SB1 funding that's going to be funding these locations, and that will be also for approval so we can move forward, not only paving residential streets, but the image we create to people perception when they enter our city. You'll be able to see that in June. The staff report will be prepared for you in June.
And you know, whatever resources we can tap into to fix our streets would be great. I remember even CDBG can be used for residential streets to be repaired. We have a lot of residential streets that are pretty small in size per se, but they also need to get fixed. So if we can just try to see what other funding we can find. I think Pacific was also on the list, but we're working with the county on that one, correct? Or the city of Highland?
Pacific was completed actually last year with the co-op agreement with the city of Highland. But also I'd just like to mention, since this is going to be the year of the street paving, I have a list of 200 locations, part of the CRMs, council requests, throughout phone calls that comes in, people complain about pavement. So imagine tackling 200 locations, the cost is going to move these projects forward. And thanks to the council, when we come back and present the budget, that we're going to be allocating Measure S, which is funded tax the city residents pay. So that money is going to go into street pavement for the city. The 10 million.
And you're also looking into the streets that have claims on them because of the potholes. You know, vehicles get damaged when they go into some deep potholes. Those are also considered.
Yes, they will be considered, but once I present to you in June the 7 or 8 locations that we're examining for the major arterials entering our city, the rest of the streets will be assessed based on the pavement management plan. So I'm preparing a initial list of 50 locations now. And that those 50 locations will be based on the pavement management plan that we presented to you a couple of council meetings ago. So that's how we're going to tackle them. We're going to create a priority list based on the pavement condition index, and then we're going to hit every location that we have and then cross-examine it with the CRMs that we have been accumulating all that time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Zam. Thank you, staff, for all your wonderful work. All right, we will now move on.
Mayor,
I'm
we
sorry.
need to take the vote.
Yes. Motion? Is there a motion?
I motioned already.
And there's a second
And Fred
by
motioned, I
Councilmember
seconded.
Charette. Can we call for the votes?
Councilmember Sanchez?
Yes.
Councilmember Barr?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes.
Councilmember Charette?
Yes.
Councilmember Canas?
Yes.
Councilmember Flores?
Yes.
Councilmember Ortiz?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Now moving on to items to be considered for future items. Item 21, discuss the potential of creating a vacant building and land maintenance fee ordinance.
Move to approve.
Councilmember Ortiz.
I'll second. Thank you, guys.
Okay, thank you.
And if I could just add, this is a wonderful item. I was very excited to see this. I actually had in my policy proposals one that I was going to be sending to city manager, and you beat me to it, so thank you.
Great minds. Great minds.
Thank you, Councilmember. Call for the votes.
Councilmember Sanchez?
Yes.
Councilmember Ibarra?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes.
Councilmember Charette?
Yes.
Councilmember Canas?
Yes.
Councilmember Flores?
Yes.
Councilmember Ortiz?
Yes.
Motion passes unanimous.
Thank you. Thank you. Moving on to item 22, consider approval of the request for proposals process on contract legal services as it ensures transparency, accountability, and alignment with the city's goals and budget priorities. It also allows elected officials to provide oversight, promote fair competition, and uphold public trust in the procurement of legal services.
Move to table the item indefinitely.
I'm not done. This isn't about any one firm, and I just want to make it clear because I know there's comments thinking that there's a termination of the BBK. This is not to terminate. This is about good governance. BBK has served the city since we came out of bankruptcy, but as elected officials, it is our responsibility to regularly evaluate all contracts to ensure we're getting the best value for our taxpayers. Our own procurement policies require performance reviews and competitive bidding on all contracts. Can you please stop interrupting, please? Stop interrupting.
A move to table is not a debatable action.
Our own procurement policies require performance reviews and competitive bidding on all contracts and vendor services. We do this for landscaping, road work, and other city services. We should do the same for legal services. We are spending millions in legal fees, significantly more than before. If we could save even a portion of that, imagine the impact. More police officers, paved streets, street lights fixed, parks beautified, extended library hours, even raises to our employees. And we can go on. All I'm requesting of my colleagues is to consider putting legal service out for bid to ensure our hard-earned taxpayers' dollars are in good use. Please note that BBK is welcome to submit their bid. This is not to say they are being terminated. If BBK remains the best option, they will rise to the top through the bidding process. And that's what we want to see. Again, this action is not to terminate BBK. It is simply requesting council to consider to start an RFP process on legal services. We owe it to our residents to ask the question and make this a business decision, not a personal one. Remember, this is not up for discussion. It's a yes or no to consider to have staff come back to the council on specific RFP and timeline. That's it. We've been with them since we came out of bankruptcy. That's 7 years. We require our city staff to do a procurement process
Mayor?
on all contracts and vendors.
Mayor, there's a motion to table, and there's a first
motion?
and a second, a motion to table indefinitely. And I need to take the vote because there's a first and a second.
Okay.
It's not debatable or discussion.
This is really unfortunate that you're not allowing me to speak on something that I'm just asking for counsel, but you guys are just jumping on me as though there's something to hide. This is just asking for a RFP process.
Can I get a point of order?
So
yes.
is it open for discussion? Because if so, then I would like to opine as well.
Councilmember, one moment. Okay, let's just order here because everyone's jumping on me when I'm speaking and so disrespectful. I don't do that to you guys when you guys want to bring something forward. No. See, now you're jumping out but you're not allowing me to speak on it.
But a
That's
table
the
is not
problem.
a debatable action.
Councilmember Sanchez, there's a problem
You're not
here.
allowed to speak.
It's not
You
a
just have to vote
debatable
on it.
Public, San Bernardino, you could see clearly what's going on. The fact that we're just asking simply to do a process for us to see, do we have the best of the best? We have the due diligence on your hard-earned taxes. You pay us to oversee these dollars to make sure we give you the benefits to serve you. I'm just saying, this is very disappointing that you guys are all jumping on me. It's really crazy. No, yes, you are. All I'm
A
asking
motion has
is a
been
yes or
made.
no, simple, but
Ms. City Clerk.
Point of order?
yes.
I just, real quick, point of order.
Call for the question.
I have
A motion and
Well, I
a
have a-
second for a table.
Then I want to make a substitute motion.
Okay, there's a
So
substitute
I'd like to
motion.
make a substitute motion to approve this item.
No, once a table has been,
But here's
a
the thing.
motion has been made and a second,
Here's my
that
question.
takes
Councilmember
precedent.
Sanchez,
Let me ask my question.
look at you
It's
how
the rules.
Let me just ask this question.
overly.
This is just an item to be considered for the future. So how do you, can we table an item to consider for forever? Or is it just a yay or nay on 4 votes? I mean, that's what I thought this was, is either we as a body want to move forward or we don't.
There can be a motion to table be made on this item,
Okay, and what is that, but indefinitely, that means no one can ever bring it back?
unless a majority of the council would like to bring it back. It could come back.
So we have a resolution that says that, that any council member can request in writing an item to be brought back, forward for consideration, and that just takes 4 votes. So then tabling it indefinitely would then revoke our privilege per that resolution to be able to independently ask for this again? I just want to be super clear.
That's correct, unless a majority of the council changes its mind and wants to bring it back. The majority direction here would trump your ability as an individual council member to request it to be put under items for future.
Right, but here's the thing. There's a motion, but there's a substitute motion.
Right.
That is also allowed.
Correct. So there's a substitute motion. Council member, there's a substitute motion. There's a substitute motion to consider this item. Is there a
I don't
second?
want to give up our rights. I just, either
City
we
Clerk, I think we
do
can
or
take the
don't.
vote on the substitute
So
motion.
I'd
there
like
a
to make
second?
a substitute motion just to
There is
continue.
a second
consider.
for the substitute
Yeah, to
motion.
consider it.
There isn't a
Is there,
second.
is there a second?
Second.
Please call for the votes.
It's a table
Please call for the
takes
votes.
precedent. It's the
Please call for the votes. Please call for the votes for the substitute motion.
Councilmember Sanchez?
What is this for?
It's the, to.
Substitute
approve-
motion.
No, wait. I'm asking the city clerk. One
Sorry,
second.
it's a substitute motion to approve moving the item forward
No.
for future. Councilmember Ibarra?
No.
Mayor Pro Tem? Councilmember Charette? Councilmember Canas?
No.
Councilmember Flores?
Yes.
Councilmember Ortiz?
Yes.
Motion fails 2-5 with Councilmember Sanchez, Ibarra, Figueroa, Charette, and Canas voting in opposition.
Thank you, and it's very unfortunate because I want to say one last thing.
Next
We as
vote,
elected
please.
officials have to run for office every 4 years. Just like an RFP where you have to make sure that you're evaluated to make sure that you are the best person or best services to serve this community. So why is it that we're not even looking at this service that we have for legal, and we've been with them for 7 years? There lies the biggest question that I have, because taxpayers' dollars needs to be protected. We spend millions in legal services. That's it. Thank you.
That was professional.
You're able to opine, or any other council people are able to opine, Mayor?
Ma'am, we are now
Are
moving.
any other council allowed to
Mayor, through the
opine?
chair.
Because you've given your position, but you're not allowing your fellow colleagues to provide their position as well, and that's very unfair.
We are moving on to the next item. Yes, now is updates by City Council. Update by City Council Member Ibarra.
Recognized through the chair, may I be recognized?
We're now moving on next to updates by City Council. Councilmember Ibarra?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if the substitute motion fails, can we still vote on the first motion?
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
All right, so I call, I'll make them, well, the motion's already there. Call for the question. The
It's the tabling.
Didn't we do that?
No,
Oh, okay, then, yeah, I second the table.
He already advised that it
Okay, this
can
is
be
not
upon a
there's a motion
majority.
to table and a second, there's no debate.
And so the public understands, when you table this item, that means this cannot come back in the future?
There was a substitute
Until-
motion that's been turned down.
Until a majority of the council asks for it to come back.
Majority of the council is 4?
4.
Okay, thank you.
4 to 7.
City Attorney, how do we do that? I guess that's my question, is how does a majority outside of an
needs
agendized
some Brown
meeting
Act
come
teaching.
together and ask for something to be agendized? Because the purpose of this was that one council member would be able to bring something back. The majority would then say, yay or nay? So this is what I'm trying to say, without violating the Brown Act, how do we pre-discuss bringing an item together? That's the only part I'm missing.
In this case, what I'd recommend is, at the end of the meeting where you have council comments, during that time, to bring it up and say, if you cannot get it on through the normal process of going to the city manager and saying, I would like this on items for future consideration, at the end of the meeting, under council comments, to raise it then.
But wasn't that the purpose of the resolution then? Isn't that what the resolution speaks to, is our colleagues get the opportunity to say no, and then we move on? And if you want to keep bringing it back, that's your right, but our body gets to say, no, we don't want to do this, or yes, we want to do this. Because right now, we're negating our own right to ever do this without, and that's outside of a meeting. That's my only thing, is how are we not going to violate the Brown Act by saying, I want us to agendize something, give me consensus, and it not be an agendized item? I thought that was the purpose of this.
The resolution doesn't contemplate a motion to table an item or tabling an item. Where there has been something that has been tabled and you can't use that normal avenue to get it on items of future consideration, my counsel to you is to bring it up at the end of the meeting during council comments and to ask your colleagues if they would support you going through the process per the resolution to get it on a future agenda for items for future consideration.
So then right now, doing this would absolutely secure BB&K, no discussion on or RFP for your own contract as an independent third-party vendor. And technically then, we could do that with every single vendor in this city if someone to bring it forward and say, we now want to table any discussion on an open procurement process for a third-party independent contractor in our city until a majority of this body believes that we should then discuss it? I mean, I just want to be super clear, because this feels extremely dangerous to transparency, accountability. I support if our body says, no, we don't want to move this item forward. That was what the resolution was for. But then for us to indefinitely table a procurement process, it just feels super illegal. That feels like you now have a unrevoked mandate to be our city attorney, or for someone to be our one vendor for paving for the rest of their lives, because we've agreed all we have to do is amend the contracts. We don't have to so that's my fear. I support my council members not wanting this item, but I really want to caution the fear that I have that this means that we can't ever ask for a new vendor to come if we do this. So, and you're saying that it's legal for us to be able to say that no one can touch your contract as an independent council member. We have to do this as a body outside of the Brown Act, and even though it's not an agendized item, we can vote on. I just have to say, Councilmember Sanchez, at the end of the meeting, can you please do this? And
I've already advised the way it could come back.
But it doesn't sound right. I know you're advising it, but your advice doesn't sit right. And I want to make sure I'm on the record, because like I said, on council, I'm asking you guys to please think about this. Think about what we're doing right here, because if we just say no to the mayor's option, just say no to it. But please do not revoke your rights to bring something forward to us. I don't care if it's BB&K's contract. I don't care if it's empty lots. You're taking your own power away, and we are the council. So I'm just going to ask again, you guys, please don't support that. You said no. Do not support this table motion and hold yourself back.
Okay, so the motion on the floor is to table the item indefinitely. Councilmember Sanchez?
The vote's already been taken. The council has heard loud and clear. The motion, the substitute motion fails for a majority vote. I think it does the job. So I'm fine with that.
Okay. Thank you. Now we will move forward to council announcements or updates? Councilmember Ibarra? Councilmember Canas?
Thank you. I would like to add, because there's a lot of rhetoric that goes around talking about transparency and accountability. I've been in the city since 1984. I stood up not just to run, I've been a volunteer dedicating my resources, my time to improve this city. I believe in transparency and accountability, and it guides every decision that I make here at this dais. The decisions that I make are for the benefit to truly move this city forward. As of late, I am extremely proud of this council because we have coalesced, we have united, we have taken bold and very necessary steps to move our city forward. And I am extremely proud of that. And I encourage all of our council to stay the course. It is it is incumbent upon us to provide the stability that this city needs. The things that constituents are concerned about the most are homelessness. It is a pervasive issue that is not just isolated to my ward, it's citywide. And that is not the result of a city attorney. We cannot point fingers and we cannot deflect. Public safety, the lack of economic development, the deferred infrastructure. We have major wins, but we still have so much work to do. And we have to stay focused and not get distracted, not deflect, and not point fingers. I encourage this council to focus on priorities and stay the course. We are not getting to work. We have gotten to work and we are succeeding. We have made some great strides. I hope that you guys stay encouraged to continue on that path. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Sanchez?
The city, the bridge has been down since at least, I want to say since at least 2021, maybe before that. And the bridge that was there before, was built in 1934. And when it was demolished a couple years ago, it's a 4-lane bridge that is down to 3 lanes. A part of the bridge had actually fallen down. So that is a big win for us, and I live pretty close to the bridge, and so it's exciting to drive by there every single day and see that. On the second matter, maybe a little less savory. Mayor, I know you're ramping up for your re-election next year, and you're out working hard to raise money. And I know that BBK has a policy against contributing to your campaign, but any campaign, any political campaign. And so I know that that frustrates you, but that is not a reason to want to fire them, because they will not contribute to your political campaign. If you are concerned about fundraising, I'd be more than happy to do a joint fundraiser with you, and we can raise money the right way. But I don't like the idea of threatening a professional law firm with firing them if they do not contribute to your campaign. So I would strongly encourage you.
You can stop now, Councilmember. You're now spewing lies. So stop spewing lies, please. So let's focus on updates and not being political on the dais, because this is inappropriate. You're a city council person. We're not campaigning. And you are now spewing lies politically, and it's absolutely wrong. So please focus on the business at hand. So any more updates do you have?
Yes, so I would welcome Mayor, if you want to work together, let's do that, but let's not go about this the wrong way, okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Ortiz?
All right, let's keep this train a moving. So I actually did stuff for you guys. I'll tell you about that. It went to the animal shelter ribbon cutting of the Extension Satellite Campus, and I really want to thank staff for all of your hard work in spite of all the crazy that we do. It's great to see the city still moving forward, and the cats are having their spot, and I'm allergic to them, but you keep them over there is good. And the adoption center, that's awesome. Thank you for the 3 vets. Myself, the mayor, Councilman Charette, and Canas and Sanchez attended the SCAG conference out in Palm Desert, which I attended a really awesome seminar on sustainability and resiliency, which I want you guys to know is definitely a part of the conversations I want to have with economic development, long-term housing plans, because these are really the important things that matter. In addition, I really want to thank my colleagues for moving forward with this vacancy lot and building assessment maintenance fee. This is really a proactive approach at addressing blight. And so I know my residents and I had our conversations, and it was great. Tomorrow night, 6:30 and 6 o'clock, NINA, Neighborhood Association meeting is going to be at the Arrowhead Country Club. And then the Muscoviabe Neighborhood Association will be meeting at Davidson Elementary. And just thank you guys, and big shout out. I want to just say thank you, Assam, for the streets. So to my neighbors, one of the campaign things that we talked about was making sure that we were paving streets, and my street is getting paved. And so I am so excited. And you know, San Bernardino, we are making very, very good strides internally with our staff. And so all this other stuff, it's just a part of the process of cleaning house, and we appreciate you guys and all of your dedication and hard work. So thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem?
Just want to say a big thank you to staff, especially our Parks Department. What feels like almost a month ago was the extravaganza. It was a great event. Thank you for putting that together. It was very well attended. I know the mayor was there as well with her family. And it was a really good turnout of the community as well. And so thank you to all our staff, all our employees, all our city employees, but especially the Parks Department, all the volunteers that helped out with that whole big event. And so we thank you wholeheartedly. Thank you so much for that event. I also had the opportunity to attend the headdress ball to give the opening thank you, welcome speech, I guess. I'm not sure what to call it, but it was just kind of an opening ceremony speech. I was able to see kind of the backstage, people prepping, getting ready, going through their routines. All the nerves were really high. I wasn't able to stick around for the event itself, but I'm sure it's always such a beautiful event, and the Assistance League does such great work in the community as well, so we thank them. I also had the opportunity to attend the GFR homes with Felix up in the 5th Ward as well. He's doing great work up there with some of those homes. I mean, this is really going to change the narrative of San Bernardino as far as some of the homes that are being built in our city. These are really great opportunities for our city, and we're moving upward. So we certainly appreciate the work that went into that. And then finally, I want to say thank you to Pastor Martinez down at Cornerstone Church. I was invited to participate on a panel discussion just about community engagement and the environment. So those were some of the main topics that we discussed. There were a few other ones as well, but those were the main topics. And so I just want to say thank you to him and his congregation, and for the invitation to participate in that panel discussion. And so again, just thank you to our staff, to all our employees, our volunteers, and everybody who puts in so much work for the betterment of the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor, Councilmember Flores?
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, thank you to staff. Honestly, Public Works was like your presentation. It's very. I'm excited for the Route 66 going from Pepper all the way to the 215 freeway. Animal services for the 3 per diem veterinarians. Where we've got a lot of progress coming along the way. In terms of events, so last Wednesday, April 30th, I attended the county OES class for senior city executives. So got to talk with some other city officials at a deeper level about the preparedness that we need to be in case of emergencies and how we need to plan for it. Last Thursday, attended the kickoff ceremony for the Emprendedores program. Today, I attended the OHS resource fair over there at Ecclesia Church. And I also want to give a huge shout out to the moms. This Sunday is Mother's Day, and I want to give thank you for all the moms in San Bernardino for all the work they do, especially my mom. And then a little extra shout out to her because her birthday is next Wednesday. And quiero darle unas felicitaciones a todas las mamás que están aquí en San Bernardino, que viene siendo el Día de las Madres este domingo, pero también las que celebran el Día de las Madres mexicano el sábado, que quiero darles un fuerte abrazo, especialmente a mi mamá, que también va a cumplir años el próximo miércoles, el 14 de mayo. And lastly, on a more serious note, I would like to ask Mayor and my colleagues if we can close this meeting in memory of a community member, Jose Sandoval, so a longtime San Bernardino resident, and Betty Anderson. Yeah, so Jose Sandoval, longtime San Bernardino resident and also a member of the 6th Ward. My condolences to his family, Eloisa. My heart and prayers out to your family during this really difficult time. But if we can close in memory with that, Mayor, I'd appreciate it.
Councilmember Charette.
Thank you, Mayor. A number of things I attended over the last couple of weeks, starting with the, and I don't know if everyone's aware of the new name for the Yamava San Manuel tribe. They are now Uhaviatam of San Manuel Nation. And we attended, I think the mayor, Theodore, and you, and I think that's it. Oh, and Ms. Kanaz was there, Mrs. Kanaz was there as well. We attended the Yawa Awards. They do that annually. It was a great event. I'm not going to detail all that I've done. I too was, as was mentioned, I was at the SCAG conference down in Palm Desert. A lot of great conferences, breakout sessions, and a lot of real networking with regional electeds and managers and staff from cities and counties. Tomorrow we'll be at the city-county conference up in Lake Arrowhead. Attended the GFR homes that were opening. Great product up there. And I want to shout out to Talisha Lopez. It is Professional Municipal Clerks Week. I don't know if that's been mentioned here today, but to all the city clerks and the people that work in the clerk's office, May 4th through the 10th is Professional City Clerks Week. And I just have to echo what Councilmember Canas said. I'm not going to repeat it, but I wholly agree with with her comments. And I also want to say, it's many times it's been said up here that because of BB&K, we have a lot of lawsuits. Absolutely nothing could be further from the truth. The lawsuits come from citizens, from internal, from accidents, from things. They just help us get through it and decide how we're going to deal with it. So they are not responsible for the lawsuits, and I think that's sometimes implied, that because there are attorneys that they're responsible for the lawsuits. So nothing could be further from the truth. They're the largest firm in the state of California, and they do a great job. And you can find that out by just attending the SCAG conference, the Southern California Association of Governments, and listen to all the people that they do work for throughout the region and throughout the state. So nothing could be further from the truth for them. And then again, I will also wish all the mothers a happy Mother's Day coming up on Sunday. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Okay, I do have some updates. April 16th to the 18th, actually I should mention the extravaganza staff. Thank you so much. That was a beautiful event. The families enjoyed it. My kids enjoyed it. My family enjoyed it. So it was a really wonderful event for families. The more we could have family events in the community, the more the community comes together. So continue to do that. So thank you. April 16th to the 18th, I attended the Mayor's Institute of Design closing session in Boston, Massachusetts. This convening brought together mayors from across the country with urban designers and planning experts to collaborate on real-world challenges facing our cities. I had the opportunity to present ongoing development issues in San Bernardino and receive valuable feedback on design-based strategies to enhance our built environment and public spaces in the west side of San Bernardino. And this was at no cost to the city. On April 19th, I attended History Day hosted by the San Bernardino and Highland Historical Societies with Mayor Pro Tem. And it was an annual event that celebrates the rich, it's okay, I got you. This annual event celebrates the rich heritage of our region and honors the contribution of those who have shaped our local history. Thank you to the historical societies for doing that, because we should always remember our history and how we came to be today and how do we head into the future. From April 23rd to 24th, I attended the League of California Cities City Leaders Summit in Sacramento. During this summit, I joined fellow local government leaders to advocate for key legislative priorities impacting San Bernardino, including infrastructure funding, housing, and homelessness solutions. Councilmember Canas did join on this trip, and as well as Luis Marquez, our legislative manager, as well as we were joined by Luis, our state lobbyist. And we met our legislators, Senator Eloise Gomez-Reyes' staffer, Senator Ross Alicia Ochoa Ball, Assemblymember James Ramos, and Assemblymember Robert Garcia. I have to tell you, our legislators love our city, and so they're here to help us and work with us to really secure funding, resources to help our city through. From April 30th to May 2nd, I also attended the SCAG Regional Conference, General Assembly. Again, we were able to talk about transportation, climate resiliency, and regional planning. Also offered a platform to collaborate on shared solutions that advance economic development and sustainability throughout Southern California. I want to thank past President Supervisor Kurt Hagman. He did a great job being our president this last year for his leadership, and I look forward to working with our new president, Councilmember Cindy Allen of Long Beach, from Long Beach. So that concludes. I do want to respond to some remarks. I know a council member said that it should not be a particular issue that we focus on. Really, what we have to do as leaders is focusing on how to make sure our taxpayers' dollars are benefiting our services, and that was really it, why I presented the item. And Councilmember Sanchez, I expect an apology from you for really spewing lies on the dais about me and being political on the dais. That's absolutely inappropriate. Should never do that, because honestly, for you being here for almost 8 years, I haven't seen anything on your end, nor this community. So I'm going to take a stab at you. Do nothing, council member. The meeting will now be adjourned at 7:53 p.m. Next joint regular meeting of the Mayor and City Council and the Mayor and City Council acting as the successor agency to the Redevelopment Agency, and the Mayor and City Council acting as the San Bernardino City Housing Authority, and Mayor and City Council of the City of San Bernardino acting as the San Bernardino Joint Powers Finance Authority will adjourn to the regular meeting to be held on May 21st, 2025, here at the Feldheim Central Library located at 555 West 6th Street, San Bernardino, California, 92410. Closed session will begin at 4 p.m. and open session will begin at 5 p.m. Thank you and have a good, and I would like to close our meeting, a moment of silence, everyone, for our former council member, Betty Anderson, who passed, and on Arturo Blanco and Jose Sandoval. Let's take a moment of silence. Thank you. Have a good night, everyone. Get home safely.